I'm basically legally robbing the casinos. There's nothing to do about it.
Yeah. Anybody that's cheering for the casino, you got like mental problems, dude. If you're cheering for the casino to beat somebody, you're mental.
Well, you guys have been asking for it, and I'm here to deliver. Welcome to my first ever fucking podcast, guys. And I have today an absolute legend for you guys, right? But the reason why I want to start these podcasts, share more about my stories, who I'm as a person. I'm going to have incredible guests on here, but no one I wanted to have more than Mr. John Cerasani to be on my first podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. It's Cerasani, but thank you.
Cerasani.
You know, you asked me earlier if I pronounced it right, and you said it right before. But everybody wants to do the I-N-I at the end. It's A-N-I. Don't worry. It's a common theme. It's a common theme. At least you didn't call me like Cerasani or something. Listen, man, this is pretty cool, Sean. I got to tell you, man, just to give everyone a little bit of background. Sean calls me literally yesterday, says he wants to do this podcast. I'm going on a cruise Sunday. I got a fundraiser Saturday. Today's Friday. I'm like, dude, the only way this is happening is if you fly to Chicago and get a podcast studio tomorrow. And sure enough, he's here.
We're here making it happen, by the way, right?
I was actually like shocked. I'm like, oh, there's no way he's flying to Chicago. So I'm happy to be here, man. I'm honored to be your first guest, buddy.
And you know what's even crazier? I swear to God, less than 24 hours ago, I decided, you know what? I'm going to start a podcast, right? And then I was thinking, hey, who can I have? All these people wanted to come and whatnot. And there's no one better than you.
Brother, I got to tell you something, man. There's idea people, and then there's people that could actually execute ideas. And there's very few people that could execute their own ideas. So being able to put that together, and sometimes you take an L every once in a while, but the ability and the willingness to do that is what separates people, whether it's in the business world, whether it's in social life. It's freaking, hey, this is an idea, and now I'm going to show up and actually do it. So many people are just incapable of it.
Yeah, those that act on things, obviously, we're both you and I are go-getters. Yeah. And for those of you guys that have been living under a rock, and if you do not know who Mr. John Cerasani is, he's an absolute legend in the business world. He's an incredible author, and now he's recently taken up the Blackjack world. I see you winning nonstop, man, right?
The Blackjack world by storm, bro.
He's putting all the businesses, the casinos out of business. What's happening recently, but
brother, I'm going to tell you something, dude. I've been starting to put it in my comments, kind of just tongue in cheek a little bit, but I started calling myself the best blackjack player to walk the land, and I'm being funny with it, but the reality is this, dude. People keep telling me I'm lying. I'm not showing my losses. I'm full of crap. And it kind of reminds me like when I played football in high school and football in college, dude. I've been a big guy. I played tight end at Notre Dame, and people are like, oh, dude, he's doing steroids. It's like, dude, I've never touched steroids in my life, but people are accusing me of doing steroids. And then it dawned on me, okay, like, because I actually got something good here. So 25 years later, he's lying about blackjack. He's being dishonest. Kind of reminds me of people telling me I'm doing steroids. I literally win almost every time I play, Sean. I'm not kidding you. Almost every freaking time I play. And people don't think it's mathematically possible. It is if you manage your bankroll properly. And what's different about me than other people is, why would I lie, dude? I'm not really trying to sell you guys anything. I'm actually showing you how to win and beat casinos. Anybody that's cheering for the fucking casino, you got like mental problems, dude. If you're cheering for the casino to beat somebody, you're mental, dude. You probably don't have a lot of friends.
So you know what's funny? You know how I originally came across you is basically my mom is a huge fan. She's on the internet. So I'm personally not too much on social media. I don't really follow any one of my platforms or anything. And she's like, look at this dude, right? Yeah. And so I go on and I'm saying, okay, I see you winning. I see you winning here. There's some story about you winning $500,000 in some poker blackjack tournament, right?
Yep.
That the casinos throw for high limit gamblers. Yep. I see you, bro. All these live streams that you do on Instagram as well. Yep. And bro, you're winning. I saw that one session though of you at the Rio though, where you're down. And you're like, you know what? Fuck this place, man. I ain't gonna come back because I've never won here, right?
Brother, it was that reminder, man. It was that reminder. Rio has my number for some freaking reason. And people ask me, John, why are you even gambling at the Rio? That's Gen Pop. I thought you were not Gen Pop. Well, first of all, not too many places in the casinos are going to let you film live. Not to the extent that Rio does, at least. And the people out there are really nice. What's crazy about it is they don't have great blackjack rules. They're not really looking for high limit players. So for instance, even in their high limit room, the dealer hits on soft 17. Okay. Which is bad for the player. If you go to pretty much every other high limit room, 99% of them at least, the dealer stays on soft 17. In Gen Pop, they hit on soft 17, but the dealer stays on soft 17. That's better for the player, because 17 is a losing hand usually for the dealer. Okay, so you want them ace-6 pulls over, boom, we're out of this hand. We don't want them to flip and be able to get a 2, 3, or 4 to improve their hand. Okay, so that's why that rule's there, and Rio doesn't have that. So it's funny because I lose at Rio. And it absolutely has nothing to do with like little nuances like that. It's literally me getting 15s against 20s every freaking hand. Okay, it has nothing to do with the soft 17 rule. So I have this kind of.
You don't have no good luck charm. Or like, man, let's pull a 6 here. Boom, dude, come on.
And also, I'm guilty of, dude. I've done this a couple of times now, both times at the damn Rio, where I'll do these live streams and I bring like an entourage, or people will just come watch and stuff like that, and it becomes like a social hour, which is all fun and games until I'm, down 20 grand. Would everyone shut the F up behind me? Quit talking about the weather behind me. You know what I mean? So I think that kind of draws people to my page, because I think some people like seeing me get pissed and stuff, but other people are like, dude, this is real, bro. This is exactly what you go through. You could see it on my damn face that I'm pissed when I lose it. It doesn't matter how much money you got out there, man. Like, I got videos of me betting 10 grand a hand at Hard Rock and Red Rock, right? Yeah. But then I'm betting 500 or $1,000 a hand at Rio, primarily because I don't want to pay huge money there because it's crappier rules. But like, I still get pissed when I lose those hands, dude, and people could relate to that.
Well, because you're a winner at heart. Anyone that is a winner hates losing, right?
Yeah, and I think these other gambler influencers, Sean, if you want to call them gambling influencers, I don't really think of myself as a gambling influencer, but I guess I check that box. Like, there's this guy named Exposed that I like him. We DM, probably going to do something at some point together. But he's betting 3 hands at a time at 25 grand each. I don't think the general public is like, oh, that could, I get it. That could be me. And also Exposed is like, oh shit, I lost a hand. He just kind of moves on. He gets pissed when he loses, but you don't have that like intense moment. It's more just about, holy shit, he's betting a lot of money. People aren't putting themselves necessarily in his shoes because it's just so unrealistic. You know what I mean? Same with Dana White. No one's like, oh yeah, that's going to be me betting 75 grand a hand one day. No one sees that. Dude, I bet like $1 grand, $2 grand, and I have a blast. Sometimes I go up to 10 grand. And for me, it's about bankroll and money management. And yeah, dude, I could go get a $2 million line of credit or a $5 million line. Whatever line of credit I want, I could get approved for, okay? I only have $250,000 lines of credit. And people don't realize that when you're betting $250,000 with a line of credit, you don't want to play 10 grand a hand and expect to win every damn time. If you make your base bet 1 or 2 grand and you manage that properly and sometimes go up to 10 grand, you could manage that $250,000 for your trip and walk out of there a winner pretty much every time, which is what I'm doing, okay? And one of the things I talk about in the Cerasani rules is like, hey, dude, you're a $50 player? Okay, cool, man. What are you going to the casino with when you play $50 a hand? The answer is always like $1,500, okay? Well, and how often do you lose? Pretty much every damn time. Okay, next time you go, bring 10 grand and go to Vegas for a 3-day trip. Don't go to the local casino, the Rivers Casino in Chicago or a place like that, because there's a beginning and an end. It's too short of a time frame. But go to Vegas, bring 10 grand. Don't start betting 500 a hand. Bet $50 a hand. If it gets hot, maybe once in a while go up to 500. Keep your head on straight. Manage properly. Try to win the little battles. Ultimately win the war, knowing you're going to lose battles on the way. Like that weekend that I lost, that you're talking about in Rio. Yeah. I lost 25 grand on a damn live stream, okay? But
you won like 150,000.
I ended up leaving up 150 grand net on the trip. And I might be the first person in history that literally won 35 grand the next day at the win, took the 25 grand of winnings from the win and brought it over to Rio. It's like, okay, I'm going to lose at Rio and then win at the win. That's kind of ass backwards.
And the way you won, dude, you're doing it in style. I've never watched someone more entertaining, right?
Thanks, man.
In the casinos, he's getting lit. You have a beautiful girlfriend. You bring on other girls. You know what I mean? You have a full entourage. Bro, you're it's like a movie in real life, and I honestly, the reason why it's so you're blown up and stuff, you keep it real, bro. Like you have that, I don't know, that football player mentality. You take shit personal, right? It's like, dude, it's I'm literally there watching your shit. So like I said, I'm not on the internet at all. My mom told me about you, right? And she's like, yo, you got to check this man out. And so I went on. I was like, man, okay, I'm in there watching your live streams, bro. I've never done that before.
Thanks.
So it's like,
thank you.
the way you're gambling and the way you're doing it is incredible. But now you're here talking about how you say, oh, you're winning all the time, right?
Right.
So you know me, obviously. I come from the gambling world.
Yeah.
I'm one of the best poker players in the world. best sports bettors. I'm going to challenge you on that, man.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to test you on some of these things, and you win, obviously, right?
So you're under more scrutiny than me, and I'm going to tell you why a person, you specifically are, but also just a person like you, because sports gambling has become such a saturated thing with the handicappers on Instagram. Okay, where there's everybody trying to claim that they could do it. There's people selling packages. There's a lot of ways to manipulate how you're showing your wins and losses and things of that nature. Okay, so a lot of people are going to immediately attack a guy like you, and say, okay, where's the proof in the pudding? You're a scammer. That's what they're going to say. You're a grifter. They like to say. That's like the internet word, grifter. I had to look it up to see what it even meant. For me, it's a little bit different because, like, what do you mean you win at blackjack? Like, people just look at blackjack and be like, this guy's insane because no one's going to win in the long term in blackjack unless you count cards. I don't count cards. Then you can't win. That's everyone's freaking response.
Yeah.
So it's not even like they don't even bother.
As it would be my response. If you're not counting cards and if you're not getting banned from casinos, it literally does not make sense that you're winning, right?
Bro, and if you try to tell people, they don't even bother arguing with me because it's like, well, okay, I know the sky's blue. This guy's saying it's red. I'm not even going to engage this guy. Where the sports gambling, people will engage you in that argument. For me, they just look at me like, this guy's fucking nuts. I'll watch him because he's funny and kind of has a lisp and he's big and yells and stuff like that. But this dude's full of shit, right? But then they don't even engage me because I'm not turning around and really selling anything. Yeah, I sell this manual just to make it worth my time. But like, I'm not really making money off of this stuff. Where a guy like you is selling your picks. So you're going to be questioned a lot more than me, where other people just look at me like I'm a caricature or something like that. You know what I mean? They don't really fully understand.
100%. So you know what I tell to the people that question me and say, oh, my sports betting. So in general, by the way, people that are handicappers on the internet and sell money or sell sports picks to people to acquire money, 99% of them are scammers. To be honest, I'm the only legit one on the internet. Okay. And I never even wanted to come to the internet originally, right? For selling the sports picks. Yep. What happened is, bro, I'm actually gambling in the real world. Yeah. Since I was born in a professional poker family. Dad was a professional poker player. My grandma's a professional poker player. My mom loved to play poker. Yeah. Actually, how my mom met my dad is my dad was playing poker against her mom. Okay. And so he picked her up that way and whatever. That's funny. So I was born into gambling world. When I was young, I won a charity poker tournament at the age of 12 years old in front of hundreds of people. That's cool. Got on stage, started celebrating. Yep. I won. So that was the first time I won my poker tournament. I dropped out of school when I was 19 years old to play poker, right? You know what's crazy? I was gambling underage in all these casinos in Vegas and whatnot, and playing massive stakes poker games. I think I was like 19 years old and won $50,000 playing in a massive casino in Vegas. Wow. Underage. I'm not going to sit here and label things out because I don't know anything. And then I was like, screw this. I'm going to go to Israel for the whole entire summer and party. Nice. And then when I was 19, I was in college and it was like finals week, and I was in ROTC at the time, and they kind of wanted me to stop ROTC because I was gambling, and people kind of hated the. What college were you at? Cal Poly.
By the way, for people that aren't familiar, like if you join ROTC when you go through a college, usually it's to get some kind of break in tuition, and you earn every freaking penny of that damn thing. That's hard work, ain't it?
So what happened is the reason why I wanted to join the military was I went to Israel and I went to visit my friend. I went to the West Bank, and So in the West Bank, I'm not sure if you're familiar. So basically, Israel is territory, and then it's country, and they wanted to keep Arab people happy, and they decided, hey, you know what? Let's give a piece of our land to the Gaza Strip, and they let them fully serve themselves and monitor themselves and whatever, they untouched. And you know what's happening. They're firing rockets all the time. They ambushed us. They kidnapped us. Crazy. But then we also have the West Bank where we kind of monitor it as well. And Israeli people are actually working in there and things like that, right? So my friend was guarding a bus stop inside the West Bank. And what happened is someone got off the bus and came and tried to stab a girl right there in front of me, bro. Oh my God. And my friend had to shoot him. Well, my friend's friend, right? Soldier. And I was like, dude, you know what? This is fucked. I'm Jewish, right? And I took this shit personally. Some random dude got off a bus and came and tried to stab a girl. Wow. It's fucked, right? Yeah, so crazy. I was like, you know what? I'm coming back. And I was like, I'm joining ROTC. And the kind of person I am, man, I've always been a go-getter in my life. Anything I've ever done, instantly became the best at it, right?
Yeah.
So I came in ROTC. I didn't know anything about the military at the time.
Yeah.
My mom was dating a guy that was in the military, as chief in the Navy, and I was like, dude, I'm going to go. My school only had Army ROTC. The first day I show up, right, it's like a PT day, and they were running.
Yep.
And they're all talking about how fast this one kid is, saying he's on the soccer team.
Yeah.
He can run, like, bro, he run 2 miles. And I was like, listen, motherfucker, put me next to this dude. He ain't outrunning me, right?
Yeah.
And so right away, I'm running with this guy, and I'm literally throwing up as I'm fucking running, right? It's like, dude,
2 miles is a long road.
No quit in me, right? So I'm going on this running thing. I have absolutely no quit in me at all. And that's the kind of mentality I've had in anything in my life. And I was very passionate about it. And I wanted to be, my dream was to be in the Green Beret. I was watching videos on YouTube all day. I wanted to go and fight. And to be honest, I wanted to go kill motherfuckers. I take shit personal, right? So, so then what happens is officers loved me, and they selected me to go to a special training camp over the summer. Me and one other kid. And then all these other kids who are at my school, it was a smarter school. So the people in ROTC at my school generally are going to go on to be doing big things. They're smart in life, right? In general, a lot of people that go into military are looking for money or whatever it may be. So I wasn't in at all. I was on no endorsements. I just was very passionate about wanting to be in the military, being an officer, and whatnot. But so then what happens is I was gambling, playing poker all the time. So when I was in school, I started a company. I would never go to class. I was the kind of kid in school that I basically was, teachers either loved me or hate me, because I'd show up to class, talk non-fucking stop, and they'd be like, Sean, you want to listen? I'd be like, I'll start listening when you teach me something I don't know. You know what I mean? And then so I used to end up having to roam the halls. Actually, I went to Jewish private school. They had my mom come into the office because, like, hey, your son doesn't listen. So my mom's like, hey, well, there's one of two options. Either one, your teachers aren't teaching anything because he's getting the highest grades in all the exams, or two, he is fucking listening. So they're like, all right, it's fine. And they would just like leave me outside in the halls during school. I didn't even tell my mom, and didn't even go to classes.
Dude, that's funny.
But anyway, so what happens in poker at the time, dude, I was making like, I don't know, sophomore year, I was making like $10,000 a week in college playing in these games.
Playing against other college kids?
I was playing in this, like, there was this poker room out there, and it's 21 plus. And I was actually, like, it's kind of funny, I was hooking up with the dealer, so she would save me a seat to get in. It was like in San Luis Obispo. So there was a lot of rich people in this game and stuff, like owned hotels and just giving away the money. And then what happened is I'm playing in these games, just making a lot of money. And then I saw this poker tournament, Hard Rock Hollywood. And I was just like, you know what? There's 1,000+ people in these tournaments. There's big money to be made. I said, fuck this, man. I instantly, because ROTC said I had to stop gambling. So they're like, hey, you're going to have to drop ROTC, because the people in ROTC, they all bitched to the officers saying, yo, because they were jealous of me. They're haters. There's this big saying in life: you don't got any haters, you're doing shit the wrong way, right? I mean, both of us have a bunch of haters, obviously. But so what ended up happening was these guys were telling me, right, hey, get him out of the ROTC. Because he's gambling every day. It's against policy, right? So the officer had to sit down and talk to me. He's like, hey, you got to stop gambling, but we'd love to have you. And they only do this because I was doing so well within the ROTC program. And I didn't, just new to the program, didn't know much. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. So I just quit ROTC that day. Through the next few days, I quit college, just instantly dropped, went to Florida, and to be honest, won $1 million my first week at the age of 19 years old playing poker, and then the rest is history, right?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But
you know what it reminds me of, dude? Like, this is before your time, but you've probably seen it. Did you ever see the movie Rounders?
Yeah, of course.
Dude. So movies like Rounders and then ESPN picking up World Series of Poker kind of ruined it for people like me, okay? Because I'm older than you, obviously. Nobody knew how to effing play Texas Hold'em. They knew, but they didn't know how to bluff. They didn't know how to, like, calculate the odds and all that stuff. And then Rounders came out, and people started to catch on. And then Chris Moneymaker won that freaking World Series of Poker, and it was a common guy that beat all these poker pros, and it was all over ESPN and all this stuff. And at that point,
he won like a satellite for, like, I think it was like it's insane, like pennies, like dollars, and you just turn into millions and millions of dollars, right?
And once that happened, dude, the whole world started learning how to play freaking Texas Hold'em. Before that, and if you watch the movie Rounders, they could just go to Atlantic City anytime they want. Everyone's a sucker. You could do that. I was doing that with, like, my high school and college friends. I wasn't playing the kind of stakes you're talking about, but on a regular basis. I mean, I knew if we sat down, I was going to freaking win pretty much every damn time. You know what I mean? And then that ruined it. That movie, and then freaking Chris Moneymaker winning made the whole world know it. So now, You know, these poker rooms now, people ask me why I don't play poker. I mean, I would. If someone invited me like a celebrity poker match or something like that, I definitely would be doing something like that.
Well, you know, I'll give you the open invite. I'd love to play for any amount of money.
I'd come do that
anytime
I'll
you want.
Play
you know
it, yeah.
I
I'd rather.
I mean, I'd love to stop this podcast right now. We can actually, while we're on this podcast, let's start playing, man. Fuck.
You got, as you know, though, you got to fucking grind it out in poker, dude, and you got to like commit yourself to sit there. Where if I go play blackjack, dude, I might only be for a half hour and win 20 grand and get up and leave. You know what I mean?
So
where
it's quick winnings.
Poker is a little bit different, and also remember, I don't know if you remember when Chris Moneymaker won that damn thing. You probably weren't born yet, but when Chris Moneymaker won, you were little. When Chris Moneymaker won that frickin' thing, what did he say? Anybody would have won with the cards I got. So it don't matter how good you are. If you're playing against someone that's getting 2 aces every freaking time, you're going to have a hard time winning.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's the beautiful thing about gambling.
Yeah.
That's why gambling exists, because the truth is the truth is, at any given day, anyone can win, right? Just because you're the best at something doesn't mean you're going to win, which is why both you and I, in sports betting and in blackjack, you preach proper bankroll discipline, bankroll management, make sure you're never out of action so you can always stand, right?
Well, dude, exactly. And for me personally, dude, I'm at that point with blackjack now where, because in blackjack, you're playing against the casino. You're not playing against other players.
Yeah.
So all this shit, the bigger my Instagram gets and stuff like that, dude, it's cool. It brings publicity to the casinos I'm at, but at the same time, they ain't gonna give me any damn perks because I'm taking their damn money. You know what I mean? Versus if you're a big time poker player, everyone's saying, hey, come play, because they want the publicity and stuff, and they ain't losing their own money. They're taking everyone else that they have playing you against is money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the blackjack whole fame thing or perks from the casino thing is really non-existent. I even got a lot of places stopped inviting me to their damn blackjack tournaments. I'll tell you what, I won actually a poker tournament for $500,000 poker tournament at the Venetian in Palazzo.
Oh, so you are a poker pro.
So here's what happened. so the Venetian did this poker tournament, but it was for like their high limit players, not poker players, okay? And they do this to get a bunch of high rollers on maybe a slow weekend. A lot of casinos do this, okay? So here's the idea. I got 45 people coming that wouldn't have been coming otherwise. We're going to set up a damn poker tournament, okay?
Yeah.
And it's guys with at least $250,000 credit limits. It's guys that have big theoreticals, whatever, okay? Well, I come to that thing, dude, and a lot of these guys are blackjack and baccarat players that I'm playing against, but they also know poker. I haven't really played poker seriously for a long damn time. It all comes back to me, though. I end up winning the damn tournament. And it wasn't because I was getting pocket aces every damn hand. I stayed in on a couple bluffs. There were some moves I made, dude, that I doubled up and then doubled up again early, shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to just intervene real quick.
Yeah.
And those level of players that you're playing in the casino poker tournament, they're obviously all whales, right? They're all degenerates in the pits and things like that.
They're either high limit slot players, blackjack players, or usually baccarat players.
But it's going to be a little different when you're playing versus me. I'm just putting that out there, right? So
yeah, but I mean, honestly though, to my original point though, bringing up this whole thing where the game got ruined, it's because now, like, if you look back in the day, it's like, okay, the professional player across from you ain't staying in hoping he gets the freaking middle number in a damn straight on the damn river if you keep raising him every hand while you're sitting on 2 pair or something. He has nothing that could beat you except if the five of clubs comes up in the last 2 cards, whatever the hell you guys call it. You know what I mean? Most professional poker players aren't gonna sit in, for that risk, right? Because you guys are all calculating statistics.
Exactly, we know
But now, dude, you don't know who the hell's at that table. It's a bunch of freaking yahoos. Everybody's a freaking professional now. Everyone, you had crazy kids coming and making crazy moves. So you can't even read a person's freaking bluff because they might be bluffing with a 4% chance. And guess what? If they hit it on the fucking river, they win it. And in your head, you're thinking, he should have fucking folded after the flop. Why the fuck's he even in this hand? Because everyone's fucking crazy now, dude. Everyone's crazy now, dude. So I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot of it's just gambling. I feel like in poker you can't use the same principles that existed to win those tournaments that you might have been able to use 25 years ago.
Okay, so let me relate it to you in terms of blackjack, right?
Okay.
The poker thing. So basically in blackjack, every move you want to make, you want to get the best of it, right?
Right.
Because if you're going to do something to where you actually don't get the best of it in a certain spot, you are going to be a loser, right? The edges are small.
Okay.
So now in poker, it's the same thing, right? In poker, what you want to do is you want to make sure you get the best of it in every single spot. So you want to make sure you're getting the best of it before the flop, on the flop, the turn, the river, and you just make the correct decisions. And at the end of the day, right? So say I was to play you heads up and we each get dealt 1,000,000 hands, right?
Right.
Or if we get dealt 10 hands, right? Yes, it's going to be lucky who's going to win those 10 hands. Yes, it's going to be lucky who wins those 100 hands.
Good point.
But if we sit there and play 1,000,000 hands or 5,000,000 hands, you're going to get aces 10,000 times. I'm going to get aces 10,000
Right.
times.
Yep.
It's going to break even, right?
Yep.
So the objective of poker is when you have a winning hand, you want to learn how to win the most amount of money.
Yeah.
And when you have a losing hand, you want to learn how to lose the least amount of money.
Okay.
And the beautiful thing about poker, right, is the way to be profitable is you don't have to be the best player in the world to make money.
Yep.
You just have to be better than the people you're playing against, right?
Yeah.
So there's people out there that are significantly better than me,
Yep.
but they also make significantly way less money than I did in the poker world.
Yep.
Because I was a great networker. I was playing in these, like, you ever seen the movie Molly's Game?
Yeah.
So this is the thing I did. So for those of you that haven't seen Molly's Game, it's a movie about a real life story of a girl who basically ran one of the biggest games in the world. Actually,
Yep.
the movie is kind of nonsense and it's bullshit. Like if for those that have seen, right? Because I know you've seen the movie. It starts with the girl. She was basically in LA and she was working for some guy, right?
Yep.
And that guy was a piece of shit. And it's funny because I actually gamble against this dude in the real world, and they label him as a scumbag or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I mean, you are a pretty cutthroat motherfucker. And he's like, yeah, whatever. But so the whole story behind the movie is actually, so like there was this game in New York that was ran by this massive guy, and he actually went to jail for a couple years. Basically, what happened was Molly was working for this guy in LA, and his name was also released, so his name's Darren. And Darren ran this game in LA. He didn't rake or anything. He was just having fun, running a normal, great, good game.
Right.
And then what happened is Molly would work Darren's game. She was his assistant. And then a player from Eddie's game in New York, who was this Russian guy, billionaire son, him and his father, came to LA and started dating Molly.
Okay.
So Molly in her movie claims like, oh, I didn't fucking fuck anyone ever. I didn't add anything. The real truth is she started dating one of the biggest whales in the world. And so she went to New York, right? This guy said to Eddie, he goes, hey, Eddie, you're going to chop this game with Molly now.
Right.
Or else me and my dad are going to leave and she's going to go start her own game. And instead of her starting her own game, which, because by the way, in poker, everyone follows the fish, right? Because you want to play against the worst possible people. Yeah. So what happens is basically Eddie was forced to give Molly half the game. Okay. And then the reason when it got rolled, Molly didn't get arrested. Eddie actually went to jail. They confiscated his money. They did all this stuff, right? And Molly just got like slap on the wrist because she's like, well, the truth is she didn't really have much to do in it. So she basically took that movie and turned it into a PR stunt, and it's fucking nonsense. You know what I'm saying? But it is a great movie for those of you that haven't watched.
So let me ask you something, dude.
What?
So you'd know the answer to this. So okay, when sports gambling became legal in a lot of damn states, Chicago being one, Illinois and Chicago being one of them, like I felt like the days of the bookies, the illegal bookies, were going to kind of fall by the wayside. And I feel like with gambling now, just casino gambling becoming so abundant, with the online poker, with the poker stuff, is there still freaking like illegal poker games happening where people like this play it?
Dude, like no other, for sure.
Yeah,
Especially out in LA. But
why? So why though? They could go play legally somewhere, right?
One, it's because once again,
yeah.
So let's just start with this.
Okay.
There's 4 things in a casino that you can make money at: progressive slot machines, blackjack, poker, and sports betting. Right.
By the way, the reason I agreed to do this podcast and talking to him for 5 minutes yesterday, I could tell he knows this shit. So by him throwing in progressive slots as a winning proposition at a casino, that's levels of advanced thinking. A lot of people are probably like, what the fuck, you can't win in slots? No. Progressive's high.
Once the jackpot hits a certain point, it becomes profitable.
Same with fucking side bets. I always tell people, dude, you ever play the side bets at Blackjack? Never, unless it has a huge fucking progressive. Then 100%. Then I might entertain it.
So what I was just trying to tell you is basically the thing is in poker, right? So the reason why poker is great to win at is because the casino will never cut you off, right? They just want to take a piece of every single pot and they'll let people play.
What do they
people,
take? 5%, right? 10%?
It just depends. Out in Macau and stuff, they're taking percentage. In Vegas, like the rake is like it's a few dollars a hand or whatever it is. When you play in the high stakes game, we pay $50 a hand per. We pay basically $50 per half an hour per player. When you want a private game, so like we play these massive poker games in casinos. So I'm come from the massive poker world. So I'll play at like in Table One's room or in Bobby's room, or we'll play at a massive game at the Wynn or at the Resorts World, all these things. So we basically pay about $50 per half an hour per player. And then we're gambling. If we win millions of dollars in a pot, it doesn't matter.
How does the casino get that money?
They just drop it.
Just out of the
so they're just basically
8 people
whatever.
are $50.
And the real truth is the casinos, they lose money in poker, like because of the space, they can make more money elsewhere. It's just poker players tend to go gamble, right? Because they're very liquid and all this stuff. But the reason why poker is good to be good at is because once again, you can never get cut off. Another good thing that's could be good at is these progressive slot machines. So actually, my dad was a slot hustler. My dad, as I told you earlier, is a professional poker player. On my 21st birthday, I actually won a poker, or came in 4th place in a 5-diamond poker tournament at Bellagio, and I told the whole world because I was gambling, by the way, underage, and I have the biggest ego ever. I'm like fucking confident like no other. I'm the fucking best player. Blah blah blah. I'm telling everyone the day of my 21st birthday there was this $10,000 buy-in tournament. I was like, bro, I'm fucking winning this tournament, right? So what happens is I couldn't wait. On the day of my 21st birthday, you know how people are out partying, all this shit. Dude, I never drank. I never did drugs. I was in the casino at midnight, finally playing poker legally. High stakes right away because I've already been a millionaire at this point. And I came in 4th place in this fucking tournament for $500,000 on my 21st birthday.
Boom. Let's go.
What's actually funny is instantly after that, me and my dad went partners on playing a progressive slot machine at the Bellagio. And the machine, the progressive, started at $75,000 and we started playing when I was at $700K.
Nice.
And the thing is, what happened there is these progressive slot machines are supposed to be independent of one another. It's an old school machine, and we just know when this machine was supposed to hit about 300,000, it became profitable. At 750K, we were making about 5,000 an hour, and all we had to do is press the button because we knew the analytics behind the machine. So me and my dad sat there literally around the clock. We were just playing these machines. We didn't fucking sleep. And then one day we just realized all the machines simultaneously reset.
What?
And we're just like, wait, what? This shouldn't happen. Right? It should not happen. And we're just like, what the fuck's happening here? So we just stopped playing because we thought something, we don't know. And we passed, actually, we were like doing the math when we were doing this. We passed 4 life cycles. So basically how slot machines work, by the way, as well, on these buttons, people think, oh, like someone just hit a jackpot, right? Let me not go play again. Dude, it's irrelevant. So for the viewers or for you or whoever doesn't know how the machines work, basically, just picture a big spinning wheel and there's numbers 1 through 100 on it, and it's just constantly spinning. And whenever you press that button, a laser is going to come, and wherever that laser hits on that 1 through 100 is going to pop up. Right? So if someone presses it and it hits 1, say 1's the jackpot, you'll get the jackpot. But you can go again, and a 1 can come again. You just have to know. You just have to get lucky when this thing happens. So those are called cycles. So if there's 1 through 100, so what's happening is we're playing these things, these slot machines, and 5 cycles passed, or 7. I think it was 5 or 7 cycles passed, and we're like, "Fuck, dude, this shouldn't happen." So we just kind of quit playing, even though the jackpot got to 1.2 million, because we're like, "Why would we do this, bro?" We got shredded. We each lost I think we lost over a combined $1 million, and we went partners on it.
So what do you think about like these casino influencers, like the guy everyone gives a hard time? I don't follow him, but I hear people talking about him. Slot influencer, D Lucky. Do you think it's smoke and mirrors or what?
Well, I think you already know the answer to that. Listen, I just told you how I'm not going to badmouth anyone or whatever it is, but I just told you the actual science behind these machines work. It is a complete random thing. It's a spinning wheel. From, assume there's only 100 possible combinations, 1 through 100. And whenever you press that button from 1 through 100, that's what's going to portray. There ain't no, oh, this machine's hot, this machine's that. That shit is all horse crap. Smoke in the mirrors.
So you realize as you're going now with the internet and getting your social media up and stuff, now you're doing this podcast and stuff, you realize that at least a portion of people are going to categorize you because you're selling picks in sports. They're going to categorize you in that same category that you just categorized D Lucky in. And then there's other people that come off like you that are pretty intelligent.
Well, real quick, before you move on from that. So anyone that wants to sit there and say, oh, I'm a scammer, right? Or, oh, like your sports picks don't win. I say, listen, man, the reason why I came to the internet is because I'm looking to bet fucking more money, right? Like, I would love to bet millions of dollars. Why don't you show up with your money?
Yeah.
You can fucking book me, and we can do a public thing. I'll bet $1 million. We can fucking escrow the money, whatever,
Yep.
and book my sports picks. They are going to win.
Yep.
And I honestly went on Twitter and I openly said this shit whenever people's like, oh, you're a scammer.
Yeah.
Like, bro, there's not a single person in the world. Actually, the funny thing is there's a funny story about one bookie who I want to sit here and call out and tell you a story. So it's kind of viral. So basically, just so you know, before I never wanted to come to the internet, right? So what happened was, I'm gambling massive in all these massive poker games, and then keeping my name as low profile as possible, because the truth is, in poker, no one wants to gamble against someone that's better than them, because you know you're going to lose long term, right? Unless you're really fun or really relatable or you have other things. So I got in these games, and bro, I was making unreal money, like unreal money. You know what I mean? I'm playing fucking $1,000, $2,000 blind games. It's like, it's just dumb, bro. I'm like 21 years old, 22. I'm on super yachts, hanging out with owners of the biggest casinos in the world, billionaires that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, winning or losing $5 million in a single day. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't care about anything. And then what happened is how I got known as because I was finished 1 year as the third best poker player in the world, right? So the only reason why I was playing these poker tournaments is I was cross booking.
Is there a governing body that ranks the poker players? Who
exactly.
Who called you the third best in the world?
So basically, there's Poker Go, and what it is tournaments of $10,000 buy-ins or higher, right? So there's 10Ks, 25Ks, 15, 50, 100, even $1 million buy-in tournaments.
Gotcha.
Right? And basically, at the end of the year, in all these tournaments that are 10K and above, you get a point system. So all the best tournament players in the world are all playing here. And then you have businessmen as well that came, and that's why we show up. And I was cross-booking against this guy. This billionaire. So what that means is, say we're playing a 10K and I cashed for $100,000. This guy owed me $1 million secretly. Or if he cashed for 200K, I would owe him for $2 million secretly. And so then what happening is I took all this dude's money, right? Because I was on the run of a lifetime, and I was literally tied with this kid named Olimir Simovich for first place in the rankings in the world. And now WSOP rolled around, but this guy said, hey, I'm done gambling. So I was literally tied for first, and my mom is like super happy for me, all this stuff. I'm like, Mom, this is bad. Like, I don't want people to know I'm a good poker player. That's just the real truth, right? Because once again, people won't want to gamble against me. So then what happens is I literally just went on a fucking trip for the last 4 months of the year. I'd even play another single tournament for 4 fucking months. So a third of the year I wasn't even there. So I was tied for first amongst all these pro players who I never even play against. I'm known to be in the private game scene. And then boom, man. So I just stopped, and I'm finishing third in the world.
Nice.
Even though there's an incentive. So
what
first
year is
place
this?
that year, I think it was 2020, when I was 23 years old. So I'm 28 now. 5 years ago. I mean, I don't know the exact year. I mean,
so dude, I have no, well, that's the thing. It's like your listeners, dude, I'm kind of lobbying this up to you because like I said, I met you last night. You said you're going to show up today, and here you fucking are. So right now you're making claims that are verifiable. Then I'm asking you, according to who you're third, what year?
There
you know what
bro,
I mean?
challenge me all you want. So you go to Poker Go, and it's actually first place gets a bonus 200,000, second gets a bonus 100K, third gets a bonus 50K. And bro, I was literally neck and neck with Olimir Simovich for first place for 200K, and being number one was so bad for my name and my brand, because I'm making so much money in these private high stakes cash games that I didn't want to fucking be known. I was like, Mom, and she's like, what are you fucking doing? You want an extra 200,000? I go, Mom, what the fuck is $200,000 going to do for me? You know what I mean? Absolutely nothing.
If it locks you out of making
you know what I mean?
If it locks you out of making $2 million,
I can go make $2 million in a day, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I stopped. And then how the sports thing happened.
You don't get taxed on that $2 million.
Well, I pay all the tax, obviously. I'm still saying,
I know, but like
here, but
not in the illegal private games, you don't.
Well, so the thing is you can play private games, but they don't necessarily have to be legal. The only thing that makes it illegal is if someone is raking the game.
Interesting.
Because that's illegal, right? But to play in a game that's raked, it's not illegal. So if I've actually, to be honest, played in a lot of these illegal rake games.
Really?
I know all about all of them, right? I mean, it's under the wraps. It's not for something for me to expose unless, by the way, I'm going to expose people later on in this podcast on whatever, we'll get there, but that have scummed me. But I just want to tell you a little more about my story. So what happened is I'm not trying to be known at all. I'm not trying to be on the internet. Then I come to basically the sports book. So another thing I started doing is, because I'm in these environments with all these billionaires and the biggest people, they suck at sports. So now the sharpest sports bettors in the world came to me and said, hey, Sean, I can make more money working for you, and you can get down these big accounts because all the sharps you are not able to bet. So anyone that you see able to go to the casino, bet a fuck ton of money, whatever, dude, they are a whale. bro. The casino's like welcoming you with opening arms.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
dude.
So if you're able to bet a
exactly.
lot, the only time you can bet a lot is you see videos of me posting big on the Super Bowl is during Super Bowl, because you have, like, for instance, I'm known to bet massive. Mattress Mac will come and bet 10 million or 5 million. So the casino, all the casino needs to do is break even on both sides.
Yeah.
They got to get $1 million on team A, $1 million on team B, and they split their 100,000. Right?
Right.
So what happens is, on these big events, someone will come in, bet a lot of fucking money. So they're basically giving away a sick price to go bet the other side.
Okay.
So I'd go bet the other side. There was one story, I entered a $50,000 poker tournament. Actually, I wouldn't even consider go playing that day. I was asleep, and someone's like, yo, you need to go play the 50K today. I showed up, max late regged it, right?
Yeah.
So it means I'm the last person to enter. I end up winning the tournament from $50K to $640,000. Tipped the dealer $2K. It was 2 days before the Super Bowl. I walked straight to Caesars with my $638,000, fire it on the Chiefs to win that year, right? Cashed out and won over $1 million.
Holy
and
shit.
What's funny is that in between, though, there was 2 days in between. I booked myself a private jet. I went to it's called Waste Management, Arizona.
Yeah.
I was being neighbors with Devin Booker. Threw the most insane parties. Was having a fun time out there.
The Phoenix Open.
Yeah. And dude, I was there. Some guy hit a hole in run. I was at the 16th hole or whatever.
Nice,
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and then I came back, took the jet back.
The bird's nest is that hole, I think they call it.
Watched the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was
That's
just
pretty cool.
fun. So that video, then I post cash out videos, bro.
Yeah.
That stuff was funny thing. I wasn't on the internet. My mom just filming me, and I wanted to go to Caesars to pick up my cash.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, hey, can I get a check? And they're like, no. I was like, can I get chips? They're like, no. I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to get paid? They're like, cash? I was like, okay. One, I don't want that. Can you take me to a private room? Yeah. And they're like, no. So what I did was, I was like, fuck, like, I just got to be here in the open. Should I take like my, should I get higher security guards? I was like, I can't do that. I have over $1 million in cash. What security guard am I going to trust, right? So then what happens, I was like, okay, Mom, come with me. I trust you. So she filmed the whole entire experience in case anything ever happened. And she had a little gun on her, as did I. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But so that's just kind of how that video got. And it's actually funny. I won like 6 Super Bowls in a row. Nice. But how I came to the internet and started talking about sports betting is one thing I do is I hustle the casinos. Okay. Right? So what I'll do is I'll show up to a casino, gamble massive in the pits, act purposely like a degenerate gambler, right? Because then the casinos will open me with open arms. And then what I'll do is I'll go to the sports book, talk to the biggest people and say, hey, look at my level of player card. I'm a massive gambler, right? Let me gamble. Let me bet sports. And what ends up happening is basically I'll give you the story about Circa, right? I show up to Circa with $1 million in cash before I came to the internet. I go to Jeffrey Benson, who runs a sports book there. I go, hey, I'm a massive gambler. I have the highest level player cards, all these sports books. I want to bet hundreds of thousands a game. And he's like, oh, he opened me with welcoming arms. My trick worked. Puts me in a group chat with the actual traders. Like, okay, you could bet a few $100,000 a game. And then he's like, also, you should enter this competition. It's $1,000 Circa Survivor. There's a Circa Millions winner take all. And I'm just like, oh, this is so exciting. Let me get in. $9 fucking million off $1,000. Okay, whatever. So I enter the competition. I end up going. It's funny. The second I left that place, I texted him. I go, yo, can I back out of this competition? It's a waste of my time. Right? Obviously. And he's like, dude, I'm sorry, you can't. Right? So anyways, I'm betting there. I won 200,000, or I won over 500,000 my first 2 weeks at Circa before I got the boot. So he's like, well, your special limits are gone. You could go back to normal limits, but I can't even bet that stuff because I'm betting so much money on sports. I have, like, for instance, me alone, I have 6,000 accounts. People come to me with accounts all the time. I'm sitting there botting them, betting them, making millions and millions of dollars. Nice. And what happens is basically he just cut my limits normal. So now the reason why I can't go bet is because if I bet, Circa knows I'm sharp. They're going to move the line. And all the other sports books follow, right? So what that means, if I go bet Lakers +3, they're going to move it to now +2.5. Every other sports book's going to follow, and it kills my number, right? And it's taking away my EV. Once again, you want to get the best of it. So another thing that I can do now, though, is because I have sharp accounts, I can manipulate markets. So I can pump fake things if I have counts. So I can then go bet 50,000 at Circa or whatever it may be, but then I'm betting 500,000 through this account that I found with this one guy. So that's another thing of why I can enter. But what happened was I fucking had 13 people left in this $9 million competition, and these guys were like, "Yo, let's chop." 12 people on the internet. I was not on the internet at all at this point, right? And these guys literally went and said, hey, we're looking for Golden Boy, and I'm Golden Boy. That was that's my childhood nickname.
Right.
And basically what happened is my friend texted me saying, yo, they're talking about you on the internet. So I downloaded Twitter. I wasn't on at the time. And I was like, guys, with all due respect, like, I wish you guys the best, but like, this is what I do for a living. I'm the best sports bettor. I'm not chopping $9 million, right? Like, I bet over $1 million a game as is. I'll see you guys at the finish line. And it just, people are like, holy fuck, dude, it's legit. You know what I mean? Like, who doesn't chop for $9 million? It's like, then they're looking into me. They see him in the poke world. They're like, this guy's legit. We want to follow your plays. So I was like, you know what? Let me come to the internet. Let me help some of you guys out. And I'm now basically making people millions of dollars on the internet. And for anyone that wants to say, oh, you're a fucking scammer, oh, people that sell sports picks. Yes, every other person on the internet that sells sports picks is 1,000% a scammer. Right. But if people think that I am, right, because it is that kind of space, put your money where your mouth is. I'm looking to bet.
Yeah. So you actually have a backstory that backs up why you're handicapped, because I think the first initial knee jerk, and there's always like levels to knowledge, right?
Yeah.
You start at checkers, then there's people playing chess, then there's people playing like advanced chess, okay, that they understand this shit. I deal with it with the blackjack all the time, dude. It's like a person thinks they memorize the basic strategy card, so they're a freaking professional blackjack player, and they talk down to people that don't, and they don't understand that there's other levels with money management. You just described it to a T, okay? You gave the reason in that story, Sean, because the first level that people will say is, why are you selling picks? Just bet them yourself. You'll make more money just betting yourself. Well, you just addressed exactly why that is. You follow me?
You get cut off, obviously.
And then you also have specific stories behind you that support that. Let me ask you this, man. So, you know, as you're on the internet now, you know, you got people out there. One of the ones that comes to mind as you're telling these stories is a guy named Mikki Mase. Do you know who that is?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, you know, what's your first reaction to him? He's truthful or a scammer?
Well, he's not scamming anyone.
Yeah, I don't think
he's not selling anything on the internet.
Agreed.
But he is the biggest capper on the internet. Right? Okay. So
hold on. Just, as you get into the story, I just want to be clear here, okay, dude? I'm pretending like this is my own podcast. Now I'm interviewing you. Okay, so everyone is listening closely. All right. D Lucky, scammer. He's scammer. Mikki Mase, a capper. Sean Perry, though, he tells the truth. He's not in that category. Let's hear why. All right, everybody.
Okay, so the story about Mikki Mase, right? This guy, obviously, first of all, he's a fellow Jew. I love him. But he went from rags to riches in the casino. So it is true that he showed up with very little money and ran up over $30 million playing baccarat. Right?
Wow.
He God moded. Once again, like the same thing I told you in the poker analogy. Anyone can win on any single day. People can get lucky. It's a short-term sample size, right? The casinos were welcoming him with opening arms. They're rolling out the red carpets. They're flying him around on private jets. He would go to L.A. to pick up a jacket and come back on his jet.
He won $30 million playing baccarat?
He won over $30 million playing baccarat in the casinos. And, bro, the casinos were letting him bet $250,000 a hand in baccarat. Once again, the same. If you're a whale, the casinos will welcome you with open arms. Yeah. But the thing is, he started throwing parties in these properties as well, called I-break parties. Dude, they were giving him the villas that are $50,000 a night. He was living in these villas, throwing parties, breaking fucking $100,000 fish tanks. He's like, if you want to come to my party, you have to break something on property. And the properties were allowing it because this guy is such a fucking sucker. They're like, who cares? He'll cause $100,000 in damage. Yeah. We'll beat him for a few million EV. Like, you know what I mean? Like
$2 million theoretical.
Who cares? Exactly. So it's like, but then what happens is to my knowledge, the reason why he's starting to get banned from these casinos is not because he's a winning baccarat player, is because he doesn't have the money to gamble right now. He's not gambling big in the casinos. Yeah. And basically they don't want this guy, and he goes around talking about cheating and how these casinos cheat.
Oh, that's not welcome.
These billion-dollar properties, right? I'm just going to put it out there. You think they're going to team up with a dealer that they pay $15 an hour to? They're already going to make billions of dollars. They don't need to cheat you to win, right? Like,
brother, the first time I heard his name, I was supposed to do a live stream at Red Rock, and this TikToker, younger, you're around your age probably, named Bryce Hall. Yeah, he had actually DM'd me because he gambles, and he's like, we should do something one day, and he's set to be on my live stream at Red Rock, all this stuff. In the 11th hour, literally right before, but 20 minutes before we start, we get a call from the Red Rock host saying Bryce ain't allowed to be on the video. Yeah. What the fuck did Bryce do? He's the nicest guy in the fucking world, dude. He's like a fucking TikTok dancer. He does bare knuckle boxing. Nicest guy in the fucking world, Bryce, too, dude. And they're like, well, because this guy Mikki Mase did this video pretending he was doing surveillance from our parking lot, and Bryce made a cameo in the video of that, unbeknownst to Bryce, wanting to be in the video or knowing anything about it.
where it's the video you're talking
where
about.
They're looking through the glasses.
Through the thing. Actually, I'm in that video, so I actually also got the boot.
Oh
filming
shit! Really?
Well. So
okay.
also the only reason why I'm here talking about the Mikki Mase story, I mean, you asked me one, so I keep it real.
Right.
And by the way, if what I'm saying isn't true, right, Mikki, I'll book you, right? $1 million a hand in baccarat. Show up. We can escrow money somewhere.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Prove the world wrong, and come up. Fucking, we'll both post 50 million somewhere, whatever it is, right?
Right.
Your 30 million that you have. We'll post it, live stream it. Come play baccarat here.
And the reason I brought that up is because you're saying, that you're telling the truth and stuff, and I kind of like just had this instinct that as soon as I brought up Mikki Mase, your reaction would be something like that. So I just wanted to form this distinction because I got to tell you, man, I don't know Mikki. We've DM'd a couple times about a few things, but like you come off like he does in the sense of you're smart. Like a Mikki, like you listen to his interviews, dude. He knows what the fuck he's talking about, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he comes out saying something and counters the counter argument before it leaves his mouth. I know people are gonna say that casinos don't need to cheat, but here's how they are. You know what I mean? Like he sees your objection coming. So the guy, and he's
a great marketer, bro.
He did a really good reel recently that I saw, at least about casino hosts not being your friend, and did a good job of explaining how it works, because I don't think the layman really understands that. Now, he's also posting how he just went to jail for gun charges or some shit from this past. I'm like, dude, if you're making all this money playing baccarat, why are you fucking doing gun shit too? Wow. I don't know, but I don't know him at all. I respect him in the sense that he knows his shit. I think he kind of leans into social media with his crazy stories a little bit.
Well, any gambler, anyone that lives in a casino, like Mikki loves. I've never bet a bigger degenerate than Mikki in my life. Like the truth is, so he ran up all this money, 30 million playing baccarat. He obviously knows a lot about it. Yeah. But dude, he went and lost. Like in these private
he gave
poker
it all
games.
Back.
Well, I don't think he lost much playing baccarat. He actually lost a lot of it playing in these high stakes poker games, bro. He's one of the worst poker players of all time. There's clips of him on the internet playing poker, dude. He sucks. Wow. Right? Like, which is fine. It's like some people don't know, right? But he's a degenerate gambler. He loves to play poker.
Dude, I just saw a clip of him with Waka Flocka Flame playing at a final table in a poker tournament. So people are still inviting him to shit. It must have been like a celebrity poker tournament.
Once again, man, anyone can win on any given day. That's why people gamble. Right. People can win.
Good point.
But like, you know what I mean? Someone can go to the casino and win playing poker. If you lost every time, the casinos would be out of business, right?
But it's just dawning on me that even though he's always posting about casinos kicking him out and stuff, I just saw him in a poker tournament. So some people must still be welcoming to be around.
Well, the reason why he's getting kicked out from casinos is not because he's a winning baccarat player. It's because he goes around and claiming false accusations about casinos, saying that they're cheating the players, which just is not true. Why would a casino that's worth $20 billion, $50 billion, these massive companies, right, try to cheat someone out of hundreds or thousands? It doesn't exist, man. Think about it. They're going to win anyways.
I'm in agreement. I don't subscribe to that logic either. And it's funny how the internet works, dude, when he does the freaking car. Like he has a thing like pretending like the dealer is looking at the next car coming out of the shoe and switching it. And I go, dude, you know how many people would have to be in on this conspiracy, bro? So, you know what I mean? But,
and by the way, like the truth is I've had a lot of love for Mikki. Him and I are good friends. We've played in these
you guys know each other?
Oh, we know each other, bro. Because how I met Mikki is, once again, I'm playing in these high stakes cash games where all the massive, right, all the massive whales are, and I'm in this world. Mikki comes
the real, actual degenerates,
where real degenerates are, and I got in because I'm a good networker, and I sold myself well. Don't want to be on the internet, and Mikki comes in, bro. The degenerates that suck at poker think Mikki is the fucking whale. That's how bad he's at poker. And so he lost like over 15 million playing in these games. Wow. So I've played massive pots with Mikki in these games, like hundreds of thousands of dollars pots, like big, right? So I knew him in the real world. Then I came to the internet, and right when I came to the internet, he's like, yo, let's get on a podcast together. And I knew he's a degenerate, but it's whatever. But the truth is now, what the reason why I'm kind of a little butthurt is I hit him up because I was like, yo, why don't you come on my podcast? And he's like, all right, perfect, man. But you know how I make my money is I charge to come on my podcast. I go, bro, you want to charge me to come on your, like, my bro, we're boys. And it's like, I'll help you out, right? What the come on, bro. Like, so you know what, man, Mikki, like, listen, if what I'm saying is true or is false, right, about you being winning, I'm claiming, Mikki, right, that you are a losing baccarat player, right? It is impossible to win at baccarat. But if you want to show up, prove me wrong, come play $1 million a hand baccarat. We can get the money escrowed, and the shop is open, buddy. The same I tell people that say I'm a scammer in sports. Open up the shop and I'll come bet against you guys. There's a fucking story, by the way, about taking my...
For anyone listening, by the way, Mikki just gave me a great idea. If you want me on your podcast, $20,000 and I'm there, buddy.
Well, to be honest, you're definitely worth $20,000,
Thank
man.
you.
Are,
Thanks,
I
man.
mean, you are a massive person on the internet.
I did this
obviously.
for free, by the way. He
And
flew to
this
Chicago.
is-
He flew to Chicago. This is totally fucking free. I mean, if you paid to get on that flight, I'm impressed, dude. Literally, it was 14 hours ago. He goes, "I'm coming to Chicago." I go, "Sure you are, buddy."
Bro, one thing about me, there will never be a single person ever I pay to come on a podcast.
Yeah.
There will never be a single person I ever paid for anything. But it's like,
Yeah.
bro, I believe in who I am, and
Yeah.
it's just like I want everything to be as legit as possible.
Yeah.
So that's not happening, and I'm just
Right.
like, I even told Mikki that I was like, bro, I ain't paying. Like, go fuck yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I love you, but I wish you the best. But
Yeah.
bro, honestly, if Mickey's looking for action, this is good for him, right? Prove us wrong. Come show up. And let's play $1 million hand.
Well, I think Mikki is a great example, and I'll speak more generally because I don't know him specific enough to talk about it. But this may or may not be true for Mikki. I'm talking about just in general. That if somebody's charging now for their fame in gambling to try to be on podcasts and that kind of stuff, that probably means their run that they were on ran out, and now they're looking to capitalize on the fame they got during that run. And for me, for instance, dude, like people are like, dude, you should be monetizing this. You should be charging people to be in your live streams. You should do this. You should do that. You should do this. You should do that. And for me, if I say I do a live stream on a blackjack table and everyone has to pay $2,500 to sit at my table with me and play, I could probably get that if I
Absolutely, yeah.
But I'm making $100,000. So having this distraction of making the extra $8,000 for people sitting next to me, like almost ain't even worth it to me. Now, fast forward 4 years from now, if my run's over now, because I usually fucking win, right? So when my run's over and I find out I gave all my money back, what you claim has happened to Mikki. Hey, dude, I got to make money somehow, and the gambling ain't doing it for me anymore. This is how I got to make it. So I kind of respect him for that, if that's even what happened. But
well, he isn't selling anything on the internet right now. But dude, Mikki, by the way, dude, he likes the girls, and he fucks like no one I've ever seen, bro. I've been into this dude's house. Yeah. He throws parties, right? And he's living at the Kurgo house, which is, I don't even want to talk about the casino or whatever, but he's living at this house, and dude, he has a line of girls. I've never seen it. Like, I've been around a lot of famous people waiting to come in to have orgies with him. It is crazy, bro. I've been around massive, insane. Mikki fucks. So it's like he loves it. He likes lifestyle.
It's like straight out of the movie The Dirt, the Motley Crue movie The Dirt. It's like it's based on him instead of Tommy Lee.
So, I mean, that's all he posts, whatever. But another thing
funny.
is, back to your claim about you not wanting to make money. Dude, it's kind of the same reason I came to the internet. It's like, bro, I'm here helping people make money. So, like, the truth is, you're like, for instance, LeBron, this is an analogy I like to use. LeBron James is a billionaire. You think LeBron needs to be paid $30 million to play basketball for his team?
Right.
It doesn't move the needle whatsoever.
Right.
But he wants to be paid that $30 million because, dude, he's worked hard to be there. He deserves that respect. So, for instance, if you're an absolute, like, I'm a winning sports bettor. So people are like, yo, give your shit for free. It's like, bro, I make fucking money betting sports. If you buy my stuff, get in a long-term package, I guarantee long-term you will make money. There's no doubt about it, right? If you sit there and listen to me and I coach you, whatever. So now the same thing. If you're a winning blackjack player and people want to learn, and just like the same way you say, oh, well, I'll show up and make 100,000. Bro, if you can show up, make 100,000 and teach people how to also go make 100,000, why would you not do it?
Right.
And you're not going to do it for free. It's your time. It's respect. It's something that you've earned to be in that spot.
Yeah, it's interesting for me, dude. So I think the reason people gravitate towards my brand is that, you know, I'm doing a lot of things that I don't need to be doing anymore, and it didn't come from the gambling world. I sold an insurance company that I built from scratch back in 2015, and it put me at a financial level I didn't really ever plan to be at in life. You know what I mean? And my page was originally trying to promote entrepreneurship, and then the gambling stuff was just kind of a lifestyle thing, similar to me filming myself going out to a nice dinner on a nice vacation. Well, what I found rather quickly was people loved the gambling content, and it's kind of abundantly taken over my page to a degree, which pisses some of the OGs on the page off a little bit. So I try to mix it up, still go back to the business advice, and it's hilarious because they get shitty views, and then I post a big blackjack and it's like through the roof. You know what I mean? This is how it is. Or if I have two awesome kids, and if I post something funny with my kids, those do well too. But the straight up business advice, like, unfortunately, the algorithm doesn't respect. It'll be like this, John. I'll put something on there, and the people that actually bother to watch the video, the like ratio and comment ratio to the views is sky high. But all the damn people that are there just for the gambling content scroll right past it.
Yeah.
So it's like 1 second of watch time from a bunch of people when they realize I'm not in a casino. So that F's up the algorithm.
Yeah.
While meantime, I have like 4,000 likes on like the first 20,000 views.
Yeah.
But then it stops at 35,000 views because they're seeing the watch time for the majority at 1 second because all the gamblers, oh, John's not in the casino. What the fuck is he talking about? Who cares? Who cares? You know what I mean?
But by the way, see, the thing is, the reason why I respect you and wanting to be my first guest, you know this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And just the same way you said, oh, I don't feel like good, like coming on the internet to sell things.
Right.
'Cause, bro, you do what you want to fucking do and what you think is the best. You're not on the internet right now to make money. But now I want to challenge you real quick, by the way, and just let you know.
Yeah. You're not
there
the first.
Are thousands,
you're not
challenged. There are thousands of people, right, that sit there and they see you winning in your blackjack and they want you to, right? They want to be like you. The life you live is something that really is incredible. It's inspiring. It's fun.
Yeah.
But if you can teach people, man, how to also make money the same way you do in blackjack, you're not hurting anyone by doing that. You're actually helping people out.
Yeah.
So I say, bro, like you should start selling a blackjack course, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have the Cerasani rules, you have your rule book. I mean, you know, right? Like the rules how to play. I watch you play and you sit there and talk about, I mean, sometimes you do things that are off the book, but you mention, hey, this isn't by the book.
Right.
Exactly. But what you should do is you should realize your fans, dude, the same way they watch you play, they want to learn from you, right? Yeah. So don't think, oh, I'm taking money from these people. It's a bad thing. LeBron doesn't think, oh shit, they're paying me $30 million. It's a bad thing to be getting paid.
Well, so I'll tell you what, man. I have been thinking about it, and for those people that follow me, they might be having deja vu a little bit because there's this guy in Vegas named Brad Lee, who's like an internet business guru kind of guy, and on his podcast, he challenged me for exactly what you're challenging me for. Dude, you're cheapening yourself. People want to pay you for this stuff. Like, charge money for this stuff, and he couldn't really wrap his head around why I'm doing this stuff without charging people that. But that was more in the business realm. And him and I went back and forth a little bit on it. I said I was in a different lane, whatever. But one of the things that community or people like Brad has kind of resonated with me is that there's people out there that don't know half of what I know, that are charging a significant amount for it. Yeah. And there is an audience out there that wants to pay money for the access to this knowledge. So by me not doing it, I'm sending these people to an inferior product that they're overpaying for. Yeah. So I should do it for those reasons. I've monkeyed with it, man. I've monkeyed with it in my head. One of the things I might do from a gambling standpoint is start doing like packages. Yeah. Like I got something coming up at Foxwood Casino in Connecticut. You ever been there? It's an Indian reservation.
So it's funny. When I was younger, 13-year-old, my dad pulled me out of school for a month. We did a road trip all the way from Vegas to Connecticut, like going like this and going like this on the way back. So we hit different stations at a time. Okay. For my dad to go play in some tournament. Okay. And I remember I was 13 years old. We're still talking to someone. The tournament just started. A guy who's in the tournament, right? Yeah. Is still talking with me, my brother, and my mom. Okay. When my dad came came back out 2 minutes later, and he was like, "I got eliminated." Oh, shit. And we're just like, "Wait a minute, we just spent 2 weeks driving to fucking Foxwoods for you to last 1 minute in a poker tournament." Like,
well, it's not easy to get to. Well, you guys were driving, but it's not easy to get to. You have to fly into either Providence, Rhode Island, or Hartford, Connecticut, and then drive about an hour. It's a big Indian reservation, and then across the valley or the river or whatever on the other side, there's another Indian reservation called the Mohegan Sun, and they're competing now, and they were competing throwing bows and arrows at each other, 200 years or 500 years ago, or how many ever years ago the Indians were here. But they like it when I come out. They invite me to stuff. I won a blackjack tournament there one year. I was against Big Papi at the final. It was a big freaking deal. Anyway, so we've been, and I can't walk through a casino now, Sean, and I love this too. I'm not saying it to brag, but like I can't walk through a casino without someone stopping me like every 10 feet to take a picture or say, "Hey,
bro, you're a legend.
Not Jen Pop, what's up? Sir. 2,000% raise." I mean, I love it. I'm still getting, this is new for me, man. So I'm still getting used to this. When I played football in Notre Dame, I had that shit, but not to this extent. This is different, dude, and it's cool. But my point was going to be that I'm going March Madness weekend, that first weekend. Okay. I'm in a pretty high blackjack tournament. The Foxwood host and the marketing department want to do something with me, like a meet and greet kind of thing. They have a DraftKings sports book in there that's like a big sports bar and blah, 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 all this stuff. So I'm considering this right now, and people that are watching right now, you'll know if I did it or not, because I'll either have a link up for it in my bio or I won't. Doing like a package where you get my book or my manual, You get a not Gen Pop coin here, which is worth probably $1 billion because you're never going to lose again if you have this in your pocket playing blackjack. Let me tell you.
I'm going to challenge you on that. There you go. I'm going to call out his bullshit right now, right, man?
You just rub it, bro. If you have a 15, and you rub this,
that's your good luck.
You get a 6 every time, dude.
It's like those Chinese ladies at the slot machines that sit there and rub the machine like it's going to do something.
Sean, you'll never lose again, buddy.
Here we go, bro. Let's rub the thing.
Hey, be careful. I could sell that for $2 million, probably. Be careful, bro.
I mean, $2 million, bro. That's a bargain, dude.
Exactly.
That's fucking cheap, man.
Exactly. But anyway,
not Gen Pop coin.
It's a funny
rolls.
Yeah, dude. It's just a fun thing that I give out to people and stuff, and it's just like, fun, whatever.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking about doing is doing this meet and greet and have it, first of all, the meet and greet like free if people want to just come say what's up, but then have something like $50 or $50 or $100 for a priority where you also get this and the thing. But then the next level was going to be VIP experience weekend where we gamble together. You get a hotel room for 2 nights and it's all included in the package. And then on the back end, I probably work out something with Foxwood where they're going to give me these rooms. So now I can charge and make money for it. When I've done stuff like this in the past, it's always been as giveaways.
Yeah.
And that's cool. And maybe I'll do giveaway 1 or 2 of them, but like sell like 10 other spots. And I struggle with it though, dude, because it's like, okay, what do I charge for that? I mean, they're getting those rooms are probably $700 a night. So right off the bat, that's $1,400. You know what I mean? You're going to be part of the gambling and everything else. So I got to put a price tag on that. So I think there is an opportunity to make a little bit of money, Sean. But let's say I'm just making up numbers. But let's say I sold that for $2,000. Yeah. Okay. Well, dude, I'm in a blackjack tournament that I could possibly win $300,000 at. I have a $250,000 line of credit, so I get 5 people to do it. I make $10,000 on it. Yeah. That's cool if it's easy. If it's, hey, I got to run around making sure everyone's happy and babysitting everybody, that $10,000 ain't worth it for me. Yeah. I'd almost have to charge $5,000 a person for that. And I don't think people are going to pay $5,000. You know what I mean? So that's the challenge I have with this whole idea of making money off this stuff. Now, on the other end of it, selling a course that's on Kajabi or Teachable or something that people have access to.
See, the course everyone can get,
different.
Right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to this is the kind of way I value things. Like the real truth in life is basically you have to learn to be a go-getter from day one. And anyone that's sitting at home and realizes, hey, you don't bust your ass, life gets handed things easy to you, bro, you are going to get nowhere in life. If you want to do shit, if you want to get that girl you want to get, bro, you got to go out and become successful. If you want to get that job at that company you were dreaming of working, you got to fucking grind in school, get good grades, go to a good college and whatever, right? If you want to start a company, man, you got to work countless hours. Bro, there's times when I was playing poker and stuff and studying and whatnot, bro, I went 9 straight months without even fucking leaving my house. I was crying and back pain every day, playing online poker, $800, $1,600 blinds during COVID, making like $20,000 an hour, right? And I was like, I ain't gonna go anywhere. I have a fucking strong worth ethic. You have a strong worth ethic. But now at the same time, it's like how life has worked, those should be rewarded. So if for instance, say you have a people that you have a big following and you want to charge these people $2,000 to come and it fucking sells out. Well, dude, it's kind of unfair because it's like, what if someone became real successful? Because, bro, he worked his fucking ass off his whole fucking life because now he's a fan of you and he wants to be around you and he wants to pay $10,000 to come. It's like, bro, those people should be able to come, right? It's like,
oh, so the $10,000 guy can't get in now because I sold out.
Now the 10 guy can't get in because you sold out. So it's like, bro, what you should do is, all right, I'm a believer in, survival of the fucking fittest, right? And it just incentivizes people, bro, become elite, right? Buy your blackjack course, try to run money up, whatever. And then you could, whatever. So me, for instance, when I have sports, I have different level packages. People like my Supermax plays are my highest edge plays, right? They hit an insane rate. It's where we're making all the money. And people that come to me and they're not as successful and they say, hey, can you help me out? Blah, blah, blah. It's like I do giveaways all the time. I give away, bro, I've given away over $100,000 already on the internet, right? To my fans. It's like, I love people, but at the same time, it's like, dude, you really have to earn to play, right? So you can go buy my cheaper package. The edges in there are smaller, and you could run up money to when you can get in my big stuff. So they're like, oh, help me out, bro. You're scum. You're trying to tax people. It's like, bro, I've earned this, man. Because of my fucking name, I've earned to be doing what I'm doing. And I'm legit. There ain't no other fucking person legit on the internet. So the same for you, bro. And I'm going to sit there and tell you.
That's actually a good idea.
If people are there and they're like, hey, I want to be hanging around you. It's like you're going to basically fuck the person who's sat there and worked hard his whole fucking life, is a fan of you, and put himself in the spot to be able to come hang out with you because you're not. You know what I mean?
And for me, it's a little bit different too than for you because I have really nothing to lose on it where you don't either, but you're balancing that soft spot of what that price should be where you could maximize the revenue that you're bringing in. For me, it's like, well, it's zero right now. So if I go sell this for $5,000 and no one buys it, it doesn't really fucking matter.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, the truth is, I'll give you an example. When I sit there and show someone my recipe for sports and stuff, if they have massive accounts, bro, they can go on and make millions and millions of dollars. Like, it's an unlimited money glitch. So the truth is, I can be charging whatever the fuck I want for my stuff because it's like, bro, it is worth it. All the top pros in the world, they buy my packages because they're following my stuff. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like, there's professional poker players, sports players. I'm legit, man, and they go and bet my stuff and they're making money, right? So some people are like, oh, you're scamming. It's like, bro, just because the whole other world of handicappers is scamming, I'm not a scammer. You're going to win more than you lose, but you definitely are going to have losses, right? And so that's why you preach bankroll discipline, bankroll management. If that wasn't the case, you just say, hey, go all in every fucking time, right? Yeah. So what happens is this guy goes out here and he's betting god-awful lines, and that's why he's able to go get big limits in casinos. Me, when I go to the casino and try to bet, they don't give me the action. Yeah. You notice that? Yeah. I have videos out there. I'm trying to bet. They're like, oh, people are like, oh, you know they weren't going to give it to you. It's like, bro, they're not giving it to me because they know who I am.
Dude, that fucking happened to me, dude. Exactly the equivalent of that, bro. I walk into MGM Mansions one night, and I see a damn sign, and this happened to the Venetian too, $750,000 blackjack tournament. And I'm looking, I go, dude, I for sure, with my theoreticals and my bankroll, I for sure qualified for that. But I'm not fucking getting invited anymore. You know what I mean? Because I got this one guy that has literally no credit line and shows up to the casinos with $50,000. I'm not going to say his name. First name starts with a D for people that are following me. But dude, he donates $30,000 every time he goes to the fucking casino. But he gets the way better Skyloft than me. Yeah. He gets everything. He got bottles at Hockless on. I go, my host was never giving me that. My theoreticals were, because he sits there and plays slots. Yeah. He gets on tilt playing blackjack and does stupid shit like, splitting tens and stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's going to be they know when he shows up, it's at least a $30,000 donation. Yeah. They know when I show up, they're probably going to lose $100,000. Yeah. So I don't get invited to that shit. You know what
I can teach you? I teach you off camera because like this is important knowledge and whatnot and stuff. I know friends that are actually slot hustlers. So what you can do is what I do is I sit there, like people that are on my yearly package that are investing in me and stuff long term, I sit there and teach them how to hustle casinos and build up accounts. Okay. So the best way to do is for the casino to think you're a sucker. So my whole life, bro, I've been hustling casinos. I beat Aria for infinite amount of money, right? And there's actually even a story where some guy came out to me, bro, I'm 21 years old. I'm in these big ass Telegram group chats with the poker pros, and I'm betting 50,000 plus a game. I'm like, whoever wants to bet against me, it's a waste of my time to bet less than 50,000. Don't reach out to me. There's this one guy. His name's Alan Richardson, right? He reaches out to me and goes, "Hey, like let's cross 5K against this game." And I'm just betting, bro. I'm betting over $500,000 a game. I'm going fast. I'm like, okay, bye. And then basically what happened is, Alan Richardson basically said 5,000. Like, yo, can we cancel this bet because it's too small? I don't want to waste the time to settle, right? And he's like, no, bet's live. And then what happens is my team's losing by like 30 points in the third quarter. And he sends me a fucking crypto address to send him the money. Yeah. I go, you motherfucker are going to be the last fucking dude to get paid. In this big group chat, bro, I'm 21 years old. He's 50 fucking years old. Yeah. And he obviously is successful. He's betting. And then he's like taking offense. And he's sitting there laughing at me saying, oh, I've seen so many guys like you. They come in this world. They're going to be broke in a few fucking years. We're going at it against each other in this big ass group chat with all the biggest gamblers in the world, right? Yeah. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, listen, buddy. I'm 21. I'm betting 500,000 a game. If I'm fucking 50 and I'm betting 5,000 a game like you are, fucking put a bullet in my goddamn head. All right. And he took offense to that, bro. Okay. And he was talking shit about me, and I was just like, dude, I was like, bro, let's once again. Yeah. I'm confident, bro. I was confident in my abilities. And I just sat there and blasted this dude in front of all his friends. His ego was hurt. He came to me years later. He got a big account at Aria, and he's like, listen, Sean, like, I know you're sharp, like, and I know we had that issue. Like, can you bet my account for me? Because the Aria Sportsbook told him they've never seen someone sharper than Sean Perry betting here. Nice. It's what they told him, right? Wow. And so he comes to me wanting to make money. You know what I told him? Go fuck yourself, bro. I don't need your goddamn money. You know what I mean? Yeah, like you need me to make money. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, I'm kind of like that too. I hold grudges. If that person's like mean about it, what do you think about like crypto and like the online casinos, the offshore casinos with crypto? Well, I mean, honestly, it's taking over, right? Yeah. Because people are able to gamble from homes. Yeah. So, I mean, it's really bad for like the real casinos. And once again, people are saying they're cheating, and you just got to be safe which online casino you're going against, right? Yeah. But
because I don't think they're cheating. I think what people
definitely not.
Yeah, I don't think they're cheating. It's not the live. How do you cheat on the lives? I mean, again, a lot of people would have to be in on that shit. But I don't. I'm sure
they're
ways.
making so much. Dude, these casinos make so much money. They don't need to cheat.
Well, dude, and that's the damn thing. People don't realize this, bro. These online casinos, dude. It's like, go put your bedroom in the middle of the Wynn and tell me if you have money or not at the end of 30 days. The online casino is like you're living at the casino.
Yeah.
You're going to fucking lose. So you got to be super disciplined. You know what I mean? Because I'm struggling with it right now, dude. Look, my brand is so, I feel like very, very transparent, very on the up and up. But then I'm seeing Joe Rogan, I'm seeing Drake taking these deals with these offshore places that they're in advertisements and stuff. Well, I got a couple that are reaching out to me now and trying to make a deal with me. And I'm looking at it like, okay, this would be kind of a cool way to monetize because I get to do a live streams, interact with my audience while I'm doing this. Yeah. What I'm not comfortable with, I'm not going to take any deal that allows me to make money specifically off my affiliate code. I'm not going to do any deal that gives me a percentage of losses of people I bring in because I think it's immoral. It goes against my page is trying to teach you guys to be winners, so I'm not just going to hoping you guys lose. And I got a deal offered to me right now for a pretty sizable contract with one of these offshores that is just a flat dollar amount. I'm just advertising it and that's it. So I haven't signed it yet. I'm playing around with it. If I do it, I'm going to be fully transparent. It's going to have a disclaimer. Yes, I'm getting paid to do this. Yeah. Another big thing is with these online casinos, with the influencers, a lot of them aren't playing with real money.
Well, obviously, you see all these kids that
they're betting 40 grand.
They had no money. They had no money in the real world, right? Ever. They did nothing. They're on a casino gambling every day, and then they show up to the casino and lose $1 million. Yeah, right? or do whatever.
That's
it's like
exactly right.
They're not making money.
They're trying to live up to their
internet,
online reputation to go to a real casino and get killed. But like that kind of thing, it's like I'll be transparent about that too. I'll be like, hey, I'm getting additional perks as associated with playing here. It's not dollar for dollar or something along those lines. But I don't know, man. It goes back to what we were saying earlier, dude. It's like, if people are already using these online casinos,
you might as well promote it.
And they're going to give me a deal where they're paying me money, and then people that use my code get a bigger deposit bonus than they would have gotten otherwise. It's like, why not put it out there? Half my audience is playing it anyway. And
you're being honest as well, by the way. Like, once again, there's only 4 different properties you can win a casino in, right? 4 different ways. One is poker, one is blackjack, one's progressive slot machines, and the other is sports betting. Anything outside these 4, you are losing money.
What were the first 2 you said?
So it's poker, right? Because you're playing against
poker,
other players.
blackjack, sports.
Right? Sports. And progressive slot machines.
Okay.
So now the issue is, right? So when you're a winning blackjack player, the truth is they ban you. I mean, you're probably getting to stay in these casinos because you are bringing them a lot of audience. So they're like, you know what? We'll let you beat us for the EV. They don't really care about.
I've had one of us already banned me, a littler one, and I think part of it is
because they can't afford it. But you provide that marketing value for them. That's just the truth. So they're like, you know what? We'll lose $10K to you to have you come and show off our property. They probably think.
I've had one tell me that I could only play blackjack here only. I think for me, only having a $250,000 credit line kind of keeps me out of that conversation a little bit too. Like, dude, how bad's it going to look for the fucking win to ban me and I don't card count, but I just money manage well and they're going to fucking ban me?
Well, the way you win, bro, I don't know if you actually don't card count or not. You know what I'm saying? Because that might be your hustle over there. You might say I don't. I mean, that was my hustle in the poker world. And that was my hustle sports betting. Hey, I suck. Hey, all I do is lose. Let me come and gamble, right? Brother. So that might be your shtick right there. I might be calling you out, dude.
Remember earlier when I said people are accusing me of doing steroids when I'm younger and I'm not? Yeah. This is like the opposite. People are saying, dude, this guy's a genius. He's card counting without anyone thinking he's card counting. Okay.
Well,
go ahead and think that, guy.
Listen, the truth is, if you were card counting, I know you're a smart businessman. I know you've done a lot of success in the business world. If you're good at anything in life, you don't want to be known to be good at it. And you're going to gamble with real money, right, in these casinos, right? So you might say, hey, I suck. Let me gamble. I mean, they'll pick it up right away, but you developed a social media influencing to let you gamble.
Here's a real life story, okay, dude? So this guy named Kevin Sweet was part of Cosmopolitan when MGM bought them. More recently, he was brought on over at the Rio to build them up when Westgate took over the Rio, and now he's over at Fontainebleau, and I forgot what his position is. But me and him were meeting when we were over at the Rio. And here I am thinking that, hey, dude, I'm going to walk into the Rio. I'm going to bring a bunch of eyes on this place. I'm going to bring a bunch of people to freaking gamble here. And I'm going to negotiate a sweet-ass deal, dude. I'm going to get a bunch of promo chips to film here, all this. I'm going in the meeting thinking all this shit, okay? He knew I was thinking this shit. He looks over my whole damn page.
Yeah.
He calls his friends up at MGM and at other fucking casinos. And first thing he even says, before I could even speak, he goes, dude, us gambling against you is like the same risk of you gambling against us, dude. I see how you play. There's no way we're giving you promo chips. We're not giving you discounts if you lose. And that's just the way it is. You'll get food comps. We'll give you rooms, the nicest rooms we got. But that's it. And this is an industry veteran that looked at my shit. Now, it would have been a dick move for him to say, you can't play here, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like he truly didn't think I was card counting, and I'm not, by the way. But like so they're studying my play.
Which, if you're winning, there's no way you're winning, but not card counting. I'm calling you out right there. I'm just letting you know, bro.
Obviously, Sean's never read the book, guys. Obviously, Sean's never read the book. Listen, bro, because here's how I look at it, dude. I'm in Vegas from Thursday till Monday, okay?
Yeah.
You know where I lose at, Sean? At Rivers Casino down the street from where we're at right now. That's where I fucking lose because I'm going there. There's no hotel. You're going there. It's 20 minutes from my house. There's a beginning and then there's an end. If I'm going to go from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., you know, there's a chance that you lose during that.
Okay.
If I go from Thursday to Monday, Sean, all right, I'm going to lose battles. Every session's a battle. I'm going to lose some battles along the way, but I'm going to make damn sure I'm up when I freaking leave Monday, okay? And you got to have the bankroll to do it. And people think it's $250,000, that's fine. Yeah, dude, but that $250,000 goes fast if you start betting 10 grand a hand.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where I had been on this hot streak for 3 years. It's last September. A lot of people don't know this story because my account was down at the time. I posted it all over my backup account. And, dude, I thought I was invincible. I thought I was effing invincible, bro. And I went on tilt. I was down 50 grand at the win. And I tried to get it back by raising my bet, kept raising my bet, kept getting the worst cards in history. You would have thought it was an online casino that's cheating, dude. Like I could not win a freaking hand. Almost to the point where it's a 20 and he's showing a 4 and you just still know you're going to lose. Like it was almost accepting that behavior. Blew through my entire credit line, dude. This has never freaking happened. It was my first time betting at Win. In a few years ago, or earlier I did, but this is the first time where I had to pay them. They wouldn't give me TTO. For those that don't know what TTO is, it stands for this trip only, where they raise your credit line, and typically it's quick, 20-25% of whatever your credit line was. So I thought I had another 50 grand waiting. The Win host says, we typically don't grant TTO on somebody that's our first time loser with us. And I go, okay, you just saved me 50 grand. Thank you. Took it easy the rest of the weekend. Went to the Raiders game. Win had me down on the sidelines. Went in a suite. It was a great freaking time. Problem was I was already going to the Raiders game because my buddy's friends with the leader of Slayer. This guy named Kerry King lives in Vegas for heavy metal people, Slayer. So we were in his seats, which are actually better than the seats that the Win gave me. But the Win people got me on the field and stuff, which was cool. But at the end, Anthony Ficara, my guy, got us those. Shout out. This all kind of wraps together because that was the same weekend where Kevin Sweet at Rio had told me he had asked around about me and I ain't getting A, B, and C. I literally left that meeting, went to the Win, and got like ass raped, dude, like for 2 days.
So you do lose, by the way. I haven't seen you are losing.
It's the only time.
The only time.
and bro, I gotta tell you, dude, it was almost like a blessing in fucking disguise, dude. Because I mean, I've had losses. That was my only big loss in years.
Okay.
It was a blessing in disguise, though, Sean, because now I was able to point to the Win when other casinos were kind of starting to back me up. Venetian and Palazzo, dude, I have to pay for rooms if I fucking go there. I go to Venetian and Palazzo. They used to give me the penthouse and whatever. Yeah. I won like 22 times in a row.
Oh my god.
They've changed their ownership and they're looking at things differently now. Now when I go, if I log into my Grazi account with Venetian, they like picked out stuff that I'm supposed to get with the diamond level membership. I'm supposed to get free rooms whenever just by booking through there. No, dude. Now it's like the basic room 30% off is my offer.
So much money.
Yeah. No, I did talk to a host there and he said, dude, we'll take care of you. We just like,
well, that's why you can't listen. My read is if he's winning a lot of money and the casino stop giving you things, right?
Yeah.
you start coming to the same way in sports.
Yeah.
I win a lot of money. I can't bet anymore. So I came to the internet to find people to help me bet and help other people bet, right?
A good point.
So you probably came to the internet, hey, I can't play fucking blackjack anymore. Let me get an audience.
Yeah.
And now you casinos will let me play blackjack even though I'm making money.
Yeah.
So that's probably could be a good thing. But I just want for everyone as well watching right now, if you think my man right here should drop a podcast course, drop a comment, right? Let us know. And I guarantee, bro, you're going to see thousands of people saying, yo, please launch the blackjack.
Would you guys rather have a course or the VIP casino experience on a weekend or both? Because honestly, the experience thing is fun for me, dude. If I got 5 people that wanted to be there that could afford, let's say 5 or 10 grand, and we fucking do a killer weekend and they could bring a guest and I get everybody rooms and we just get after it. To me, that would be a blast.
Well, I would start off like the what's that called? The triangle thing. You start at the top, say who wants to come at this price. Now who wants to come? There's only certain slots, and you keep going down until there's no more of a spots available. That's fair in my opinion, right? Yeah,
that's cool, man.
You know, I'll tell you another actually funny story. So I actually know how to. Okay, it's fine. I know how to. Unless you have to go.
No, I'm fine.
Okay. I know how to count cards in blackjack as well. So there's a funny story. When I dropped out of college, I was 19. I went to Florida, played in a tournament there, made over $1 million my first week.
Holy shit.
Then went straight from there. And by the way, I was a super Jew at the time.
Okay.
There was right when that tournament series ended in Hollywood, Florida, the next tournament was in Montreal, Canada, right, at Playground Casino. And there was a nonstop flight for, I think, $800. Or there was a stop that had 2 stops. I had to spend the night in the airport, but it was only $200.
Yeah.
Right. I just won, like I said, over $1 million. I deposited like $700,000 in my bank account. I had over $200,000 in cash in my backpack that I put to fly with me to Canada. I'm sleeping in the airport to save $700 with $200,000 in cash as my pillow, basically. Right. And this is the way I became successful. I was never flashy, never spend all this money. Like, bro, I was a go-getter. I wanted to make money. I stayed at this Airbnb there. I remember I was renting a room off some girl who was putting on next to the bus. I would take the bus because I wanted to save a $60 taxi fee, right? So I was standing in the rain, then I'd come in and do $50,000 buy-ins in poker. And people are like, bro, why are you drenched? I was like, whatever. And that was the mindset. I was like, bro, I dropped it because my mom didn't want me to drop out. She hated it. She was like, you're going to drop out to gamble? What the fuck? Like, she knew you could make money, but I was starting a business and it was doing very well for myself at the time. And I was just like, but the thing is, I love to gamble. Like, it's my passion, right? So I grew up, I loved it. And so I went there, started doing really well, right? And then flew back to Vegas. My mom kicked me out of the house, disowned me. Because she threw all my shit out of the house. She's like, you fucking are not my son anymore. Defriend me, and she's my best friend. Desunned me as a friend on Facebook, all this stuff. So I'm staying with my dad. We ended up starting gambling at each other.
Desunned me.
Yes, I swear, I didn't talk to her for 2 months.
Oh my God.
So now she's very proud of me and all my success, obviously. She brags about me. She wants me to be the number 1 in the world. She didn't want me to quit.
That's awesome.
But now what happened is I'm playing against my dad in Chinese poker, which is a 13-card game, and he beat me for like $80,000 one day. Oh, shit. I'm 19 or 20 years old. I paid him the next day, right? I mean, he's teaching me a lesson, right? At the time, he was better than me. I got better as I got on. I was young and dumb and whatever. You learn as you go, right? And then I drove straight to Verona from there the next day. I studied for 2 days on how to count cards and blackjack, drove to Verona, took $25,000 with me, right? Won $80,000. I'm calling. It's an Indian reservation. We only have to be, I think it's 18 plus or 19 plus to gamble in San Diego, right? And it was the closest to Vegas. And I'm calling my best friends. Yo, we're getting lobster, caviar. They give me the suite, the nice golf course. Come. By the time they can drive over, because it's an hour from San Diego, I was already banned playing blackjack. And the truth is, I never really went and played blackjack in the casinos because when you are a winning player, they're going to cut you off real quick. Like, there's real quick. They're going to see, they have the eye in the sky. They're going to cut you off real quick. And there's nothing you can do. With sports, the reason why you can have accounts last longer and stuff is you can manipulate the market. So like I told you earlier, if I have a sharp account in sports, the casino's going to follow. I can bet the sharp account. Say the line was Lakers versus Heat. Lakers are +3, Heat are -3, right? I can bet the Lakers over and over again, make the Lakers go to now, instead of being +3, they're going to be like +1, right? So then what I do is I'll then go bet the Heat -1 instead of -3 for this big account where I have access to bet 500,000 or 200,000, and I'm basically legally robbing the fucking casinos. There's nothing to do about it. There's another little glitch I told you about earlier in the casinos. What you can do is, because basically you want to get a top levels players card, you can play these machines, and when you're about to hit a jackpot, you can pull your players card out, and it does not track that you got paid as a win.
Oh, really?
So in the system, it claims that you lost. There's a few casinos in Vegas, right? Okay. I'm not going to give away the secrets because I don't want to basically ruin this stuff. I actually stake right now with Team Slot Pros that go around, and I help people basically go build up their accounts, get high-level players cards, and then we go and take these accounts and beat the casinos for massive amounts of money. And no one knows I'm behind it. So that's like the whole method. That's where I'm making the real money on the internet.
Gotcha.
Is with people that have this big amount of money, are able to gamble massive. I teach them what to do. I'm like, hey, go to this casino, play this. You pull out your card in this certain times. You're going to get fucking instantly. Like, first of all, you get percent back on losses. So you're basically like hustling the casinos, which, by the way, there's no one I love to do. Like, there's nothing I love to do more than to hustle sports bookies and casinos. They're the biggest scum of the earth. And speaking about scums, let's like expose one bookie right now that fucked me. So there's this guy. He's one of the most beloved dudes. This is real drama right here. So he's one of the most beloved dudes in the poker world. His name is Jason Mercier. Okay. And basically he books billions of dollars a year worth of action. And at the time, I labeled myself as a degenerate gambler, right? So once again, I was on the internet and everyone wanted to book me. Everyone wanted to play poker with me, but I was beating everyone. I was up over $5 million gambling against Jason Mercier, right? He was letting me bet $500,000 a game. And then there's this guy, his name's Dylan Gang, right? And they basically are partners. Dylan Gang, actually, a matter of fact, runs one of the biggest illegal poker games in the fucking world out in New York, right? Wow. Where they have these fucking girls that their guy's sleeping with, drugs. He's raking millions of dollars a year, running super illegal shit. And what happened was basically Dylan said he had sharp people, said, yo, go bet this into Mercier. It's winning. So I was like, okay, I'll fire it. And then I'm betting this stuff into Mercier, $500,000 a game. And then what happens is Dylan accidentally sent me a screenshot via Telegram, right? Saying, yo, like showing me that he moved the line on me 6 times on Pinnacle. What that means is he's bet, right? So he took the game from +3 to now +1, and then I bet it at +1, and dude, he's robbing me for like hundreds of thousands in EV. Like,
he's the one taking your bet?
No, Jason Mercier was taking my bet. Okay. But what happens is that I found out they're in cahoots because Dylan showed me a screenshot. He accidentally sent it to me. He's obviously showing off, probably trying to send it to Jason, but he sent it to me.
What's Pinnacle?
Pinnacle's like the sharpest sports book in the world.
Okay. And he runs Pinnacle?
He doesn't run Pinnacle. He was betting on Pinnacle. So basically how sports works is all these sports books follow off Pinnacle. Okay. So if Pinnacle moves their line because they're so sharp, it's actually a site that's ran by pro bettors.
Okay, but so here's what, if I'm following you though, so if you're betting heavy action though, wouldn't your play warrant moving the line?
Well, so the thing is what Pinnacle does, they're not just a sports book. They actually are bettors. So what they do is they depict what their line is supposed to be, right? And if someone wants to come and bet the wrong side, they'll fucking keep it. Okay. You know what I mean? They're not trying to instantly balance it out. But now if they move people know. So now if they're moving their line one way, it means that, hey, this is where the market's supposed to be. So then all the other casinos follow. Okay. So Pinnacle is a great book to have I have accounts at Pinnacle that are super sharp. So if I bet one thing, they respect me, they'll move the line off of me. Okay. Right? The same with Circa.
So how do these guys screw you though?
So what happened was Dylan goes and bets massively. Yeah. With his sharp accounts. Team A, right? Just for an example. And then he basically tells me, so Team A is supposed to be +3, Team B is supposed to be -3. Okay. Right? So that's the fair line. Okay. And what happens is he goes, hey, go bet Team A. But I'm betting it at +1 because the thing is he actually clicked Team A on Pinnacle 6 times beforehand. So instead of it being +3, he moved it to +1. I see. And he sent minutes before he did it and sent to me, go bet. And I trusted him. You know what I'm saying? This guy was my best friend. We're on the phone every fucking day. He's talking about going on trips together. Got it at +3. I'm gambling with him. So not that he got it at +3. The only reason why he's able to fuck me is because he's teaming up with Mercier. So Mercier's like, hey, I'll break you off. I don't know what their deal was. Oh, I see. You know what I mean? I'll break you off action on the back end. I see. Do you understand? So basically Dylan's like, oh, let's fuck this guy. And Mercier, you just give me a piece of the winnings. Yeah. But the only reason why Mercier had to do this with me is because the truth is bro, I was ravaging him for millions of dollars. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he's like, all right, let's try to cheat this guy to win money back. And so then what happens is I saw this screenshot. Yeah. And I literally told them both, yo, go fuck yourselves. I owe them each about $200.
Did you know that they even knew each other?
No, I knew they knew each other.
Okay.
By the way, everyone I'm mentioning, they're the top dudes in the gambling world, right?
Okay.
Like we're in the real gambling world. We all know each other.
But you didn't know these two were working together though.
I didn't know they were working together,
I
right?
see.
Until this screenshot got sent. So then what happens? I told them each. I only owed them each about $200,000. Which, by the way, dude, I've had multiple 7-figure numbers with each of these guys, right? So it's like. It's pennies compared to what it is. And I just said, out of principle, go fuck yourselves.
Right.
And then what happens is they don't even talk about it. They never brought it up. Nothing. Right? There's this guy named Eric Wasserson.
They're like, whoops, don't talk about that one again.
Who, by the way, also was a massive bookie. He's like best friends with Jason Mercier. He's another illegal massive bookie, booking hundreds of millions of dollars in action a year. And what happened was basically I'm playing on this live stream in a $200,000 buy-in tournament. And Eric Wasserson calls me on a live stream saying I'm a stiff. And I'm a scammer because I'm not paying these guys. And I'm very respectable at the time, right? I didn't even bring up Jason's name or I didn't bring up fucking Dylan's name on that live stream at all. I just sat there and fucking ate it. Because once again, I never cared about being on the internet. I was just gambling these tournaments because I'm gambling big against other people and I'm making millions of dollars betting sports against people and playing poker. I don't want to be on the internet. Then what happens is a guy, I fucking worshipped and I grew up as my idol, Mr. Danny Negreanu, who's the biggest name in the poker world, right? He retweets the video of Eric Wasserson bashing me. And so I literally said, oh, bro, why are you giving this such a big platform? Can you share my side of the story? Here it is. I try to bet these guys millions of dollars that they scam me. And I told them, listen, if you guys come out, I want to instantly pay you guys, right? And let's go to a lie detector test that what I'm saying isn't true. We'll bet millions of dollars on it as well. So it should be free millions that you guys will make.
Right.
And that's that. And if I win, I'm going to donate all of the proceeds to charity.
Yeah.
Like that's what I told them. And they don't want to bet because they're obviously 1,000% in the wrong. Yeah. And I'm not the person that's out here to try to expose billionaires. I gamble against all these people regardless. You know what I mean? I don't expose them. The only reason I'm exposing them is they scummed me.
Yeah.
And then Danny Negreanu went on and reposted his video and he was, bro, him and I were really close. I loved him, bro. He used to post me but the thing is he's best friends with Eric Wasserson. So it's like all these people at the top of the world, they're all best friends, right? And so I told Daniel, I go, hey man, can you repost my side of the story? Here it is. And he left me on fucking red.
Really?
Left me on red, and he knows he promoted falsely things. So that dude is a fucking scum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, this is the fucking poker world, dude, and sports gambling world. I don't deal with this shit in blackjack. It's me in the casino, dude. There's like you guys are fucking talking about fucking shit where people like really hate each other. I will say though, I mean, obviously I don't know these guys from Adam, and I understand what you're saying. What's weird about that version of the story though, not that it's wrong, but I'm saying what's weird about it is, if these guys...
Well, it can't be wrong because of the fact that, if what I'm saying is true, bet me millions of dollars, let's get on a lie detector test. You'll win free money.
So what's awkward about it, though, is that you got two guys that if they agreed with you that they cheated you... Now, it's one thing if that happened, but they're looking at it like that's not cheating. That's okay.
Yeah.
But if they're looking at it like they were trying to fuck Sean Perry over and they got caught...
Yeah.
Why the fuck would they ever talk about it to anyone? Just let that go away. I'm just wondering if their stance is that
Eric Wasserson's the idiot that brought it up. Jason never brought it up, and Dylan never brought it up.
But Eric heard it from them, so why are they even talking about it?
Because they're best friends, and then Eric is an idiot, right? And he's fucking, I don't know, bro. He's some ugly ass.
But Eric's version wasn't. Eric's version wasn't.
Well, he didn't say their names. He's just like, oh, you're a stiff. He tried to ruin my name.
Okay.
Because, bro, the truth is, I'm very respectful. I wasn't gonna call him out either because I don't want to ruin anyone's lives, right?
Okay.
Like at the time, and then Daniel went and reposted. And I still didn't say anything, bro. On all these people for years thought I'm fucking a crook and a stiff, which is funny.
So is this turned into like a big deal?
It's because for years now, anytime people saw me on the internet, and I wasn't even on the internet, I had no internet presence.
Yeah.
These people were saying, yo, Sean, you're a fucking stiff. You don't pay
see,
up.
That's different then. That's fair then. If
which
it's ruined,
is crazy because also on top of it, I ended up paying them the money because some guy, as soon as it came out, dude, the money is irrelevant to me. It was like $400,000. I just snap paid them because it's just like.
Let me ask you though: would their position be that what they did wasn't fucking you over? That they're allowed to do it, and that's the way it goes?
I openly call them out on the internet now, or I text them. They have me blocked. They're 1,000% in the wrong. If they were in the correct, I even told them I will never bring this up. I told them I will never talk about this publicly.
Yeah.
Let's bet millions of dollars that you guys did not scum me.
Okay.
They refused to bet me.
I see.
And by the way we're gonna bet, hey, get on a lie detector test. I'm going to ask you the simple question.
Yeah.
Did you send me this screenshot of you fucking moving line on me all this times and cheat me? And that's all I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
Right? We'll get 10 different lie detector tests because they were telling me, oh, well, the lie detector test isn't always true.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, you know what? You're right. So I was looking it up. I think it's like 80% correct or something like that.
So what?
Let's do 100 of them. And if fucking... You know what I mean? I told him, like, you know what I mean? Like,
so when Eric said that, though, on the thing, I'm saying this guy's like, I know who the fuck they are. When Eric said that, though, do you think he got the full version, or did he just hear from them?
No, he knew the full version. He just hated me. Like, these guys.
Oh, he heard the full version and still said that.
The reason why Eric said it, he didn't say that I stiffed bookies. All he said is, I don't pay up on my debts. I'm a scumbag.
And what platform did he say this where people were paying attention?
It's on Trident Poker in a $200,000 buy-in poker tournament, by the way, where I was chip leader on day one. And, dude, the poker world loved me.
So when you make a comment like that on that, people are paying attention?
People are paying attention, but then Danny Negreanu went and reposted it. It got hundreds of thousands of views, and then everyone else went and reposted it.
Reposted it
and
where?
It's like on Twitter.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Repost this clip, and I was like, bro, share my site now. Now millions of people saw it, and it's fucking bullshit.
That would be frustrating.
Right? I was frustrated. So it's like, you know what?
Yeah.
That's another benefit of me coming in there. I don't need the money, bro. I came here because, bro, people that have scummed me, I'm gonna fucking ruin your life. I'm gonna come now. I don't care about these guys. Like Jason Mercier, if he ends up in prison where he belongs, so be it. Fucking Dylan Gang, if you end up in prison where you fucking belong, I wish you the best. Fucking Eric Wasserson, when you fucking book, dude, these guys are booking, by the way, in big chats openly. They're not even like hiding it, right? And Jason Mercier is loved in the poker world because he's super nice to everyone. And I'm even pissed at his wife, bro. His wife is also, Jason Mercier's wife, Natasha Mercier, is a big poker girl as well as a poker pro. Dude, you're sitting at your fucking house in your $5 million beach house in fucking Miami while your husband is illegally booking people and scumming people, and you're taking your kids to private school, driving your brand new cars, thinking you're a princess sitting on your couch, you don't have to work anymore. You're just as crooked as that guy is, right? Now, there's another story. There's this guy, Chance Kornuth. So I basically took away from the poker world.
Can I ask you a question? Why does this world even still exist with sports gambling basically being legal? Why are people still going through illegal bookies?
Well, because these bookies, one, because they give people bigger rake back on losses, and they also charge less juice, and it's just easier. And getting on casinos, it's all tracked. When people could bet with a bookie, you can just square in cash. It's easy. You know what I mean? So that's why people love bookies. Like by the way, as well, I bet against a lot of bookies, not through my name, through a lot of other people's names, and I'm out there ravaging as many bookies as possible. When I first came to the internet, everyone's like, bro, we're crushing books. So that's what's happening. So but there's another dude, bro. I was playing it. I didn't play poker in probably 2 years, and I came back because this drama was service. I came and played the $10,000 WSP main event, and the poker world loved me. They just instantly put me on the TV table, and now there's this announcer, Chance Kornuth. And he instantly, because of all this stuff that happens, this is why I got fired up. I came to the internet after this. Because of all this stuff happens, Chance goes, oh, I don't want to talk about that scammer. Like when the camera was on me.
All because of the same incident?
All because of this story.
Oh, wow.
All because of this story. So that's how it goes. But it's like, bro, first of all, one, don't run your fucking mouth about me, Chance, because the real truth, like, bro, it's on ESPN, on WSP, and it's all false shit, right? And so the reason I was pissed is now I found out, yo, Chance Kornuth, you want to talk about me, but the thing is you go on your fucking Ben Lamb's friend's bachelor party and you're fucking sleeping with whores, cheating on your wife. And you know what I mean? And what's funny is I even said, you know what? I feel bad for her because she didn't know. So I said, I'll start a GoFundMe if you want to leave your husband. I'll personally donate a lot of money.
Oh, this is already out there?
Oh, I put this out there, whatever.
You just said it for the first time. I thought you just said it for the first time. I'm like, dude, quit saying this shit with me next to you, bro.
So I'll start a GoFundMe for you and your kids because I feel bad for her. She's someone that was innocent and all that stuff, and I respect whatever she does. But it's like, dude, at the end of the day, guys, don't talk shit about me because I promise you I have dirt on fucking every single one of you people. And the truth is the shit that these guys were talking were all started by Eric Wasserson and Danny Negreanu going and reposting that thing. And then I hit up Daniel the other day. And once again, I was like, bro, listen, I love you. I try to come clean to him. I was like, listen, we were great friends. I grew up idolizing you. What you did was, I believe, an honest mistake. Come out and apologize. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, well, I'm not apologizing, but he feels like what he did wasn't wrong. It's like, bro, it's not wrong. You're sitting there sharing a blatant fucking lie, right, on the internet. And then when I'm sitting here telling you, look, yo, why don't you share my side of the story? You choose to leave me on red, but that's not wrong. Dude, come on, bro. Says the same guy who basically takes his fucking audience and he sits there and tells them more rake is better. So he basically partnered with the casino that is the highest rate casino on the internet, right? And what he does is he's telling people, hey, come gamble here because the rake is higher. So what that means is no pros can play. The reason why no pros are playing in these games is because it's impossible to win with how much they're raking. So everyone is going to guarantee to lose.
Yeah.
And he got blasted on the internet because he's saying shit like this. But he's a fucking sellout, bro.
And Danny is a professional poker player.
Danny Negreanu is the face of the poker world. He doesn't do anything illegal. He's just a sellout. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And he's a scumbag and shares false things on the fucking internet. And that guy I have a personal vendetta against because he did not want to share my story. By the way, every single one of these people, right? Jason Mercier doesn't owe me $1. Dylan doesn't owe me $1. Eric doesn't owe me $1. Actually, to be honest, I owe Eric a small amount of money. It was $70,000 because he was booking me at one point after this all came out, and I was giving him a free roll to get down for me with this basically booking, meaning like, hey, if you can bet for me, because I'm winning so much that I give people free rolls to get me accounts because I know I'm gonna win, right? Yeah. And then what happens is basically he was doing the math for us. He claimed that I won more than I actually won, and I lost more than I lost. In both directions, numbers were in his favor. And so I was like, bro, you fucking piece of shit motherfucker. Do you try to cheat me?
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself, dude. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But he scummed me. It's like, it is what it is. And
so do you think Danny knew when Eric said that Eric's story was not true?
I instantly, the second, told him the true story. And bro, the reason why they can say whatever they want, I'm telling you guys, if what I'm saying isn't true, let's go fucking bet $5 million.
Yeah.
Let's hop on a lie detector test. We'll take 100 of them.
Yeah.
Right? 100 lie detector tests. And I want to bet because there's an inaccurate rate is what their excuse was.
Yeah.
Let's fucking take 100 lie detector tests. If we pass more than not, right? So I think it's like there could be like a 10% falsehood or something like that.
So it sounds like those four guys are aligned with each other. But
big time.
But you guys are all from the same world. What animosity would there be towards you that they would have to align against you?
So the thing is about me is, bro, as you see, I'm a very confident person and believe in myself. I was in this world. I came in at a young age. And the thing is about me in poker, I was best friends with all the biggest whales. So I was getting to play in these games. So I would take the people from tournaments or whatever it may be and play with them in private games that they dreamed of being able to play in.
Right.
And they could never play.
I see.
And then I'm cross-booking against billionaires, beating them for unlimited fucking money, right? In tournaments that they know about. And they're like, dude, what the fuck? This guy's making all the money and we're not. Like, they why would they like me? And then the truth is, Jason Mercier, I went and beat him for over $5 million betting sports.
Yeah.
Why would he like me? He starts to try to cheat me now. It's like this fucking kid is supposed to be a sucker, but he came in and hustled me.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, the reason why Eric brought it up is because obviously I'm betting so big that basically Jason had to sell a piece to Eric. It has to be. You know what I mean? They split the pie.
Just one more time though, so I understand. So they moved the line after you made the bet or before you made it?
Before.
Okay.
So say I'm supposed to make the bet at +3, they move the line to +1. Okay. So now instead of me betting the Heat at +3, I'm now betting them at +1.
Okay, but you knew that though when you.
I didn't know. Because I just trusted him. Do you understand?
Oh, and then they're just going to give it. I want the Heat.
Yeah.
And then they're okay. You got it up.
So
+1.
just to clarify, me in sports, I myself am personally not smart with the sport. I mean, I know I'm very knowledgeable, but I'm not the trader. These people I pay millions of dollars a year to have the best handicappers in the world work for me. From wake up to fucking sleep. They're locked in a computer, building algorithms, and it's not like, oh, I watched basketball, let me bet this team. Bro, it's all algorithm based.
So you sit there and put the bet in with this guy not knowing what the line is?
Well, because I knew what the line. Basically, this guy told me what the line is, and I trusted him because once again, he's a sharp bettor. Dylan's sharp. Right?
Okay.
He has sharp, so he's like, "Yo, bet this." And I was in the airport. I'm here.
Oh,
I'm
so
just living my life.
$200,000
he's
on
like,
the Heat.
he's like, "Yo, go bet this. It's winner." He just texted me. I'm like, "Okay." So then I fired in with the bookie.
Yeah.
And break him off piece. So that's what I do with these people that work for me.
And then they get back to it's at +1, but it was +3.
They came in cahoots. So the truth is, I have a lot of employees that work for me that are real sharp, that give me plays, right? Because I'm able to get down for them. But what happens is they found out who I'm getting down with and how much I'm betting. They try to partner up and rob me.
I see.
That's where it's fucked. So that's why I'm exposing you, right? If you want to steal from me, go fuck yourself, right? So like, dude, there's a lot of people that I'm gambling massive with still to this day.
Yeah.
I don't talk about none of that shit.
Is that normal though to put in a bet without knowing the line?
I knew what the line was. But you understand?
They said
like,
you moved it.
He moved it ahead of time.
Okay.
So, right, I'm not there. I trust the guy. We're partners. Dylan and I are best friends.
So I'm him, you're Sean. Sean, it's Heat +1.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. When the reality was, he already knew you were going to take the Heat, though?
Yes.
So he looks at the thing and says, okay, I know it's +3, but I'm going to tell Sean it's +1.
No. You're misunderstanding.
Okay.
So the line, just pretend like this. The line starts at +3, -3.
Okay.
Right? And for those viewers at home that don't know, let's just go to a money line bet. Like who's going to win
No,
the
do
game?
the +3 -3.
Okay, +3
everyone
-3.
understands. Everyone understands.
Okay, so basically what happens is, say you're betting the Heat +3.
Yeah.
Like, and the lines move all the time. There's injury news. There's all this stuff that comes up. Players get sick. Who knows? So I'm not actively sitting at the computer. I don't know what's happening.
Got
right?
it.
So what happened is Dylan personally drive the game from +3 by he hit heat 6 times. So now Pinnacle, because he has a sharp account, says, oh, fuck, this must be really good. We're moving it to +1. So now, yes. So he sent me a screenshot of this. So now I go bet the Heat +1 for 500,000, getting robbed hundreds of thousands EV.
Either I missed it or it wasn't well explained earlier. That's fucking hilarious, dude.
And then this fucking dumb
fuck
fuck sent me the picture of him accidentally betting it 6 times ahead of time. He's probably bragging to his friend.
Like gloating,
look how
what I
fucking
did.
I'm robbing this dude, right?
That's fucking hilarious.
And then I saw it. He instantly deleted it. And so I was like, bro, this screenshot exists, man. Fucking you scummed me, dude. And bro, who knows how many times he did it.
That's fucking funny.
So yeah, that's why it's like, whatever.
Dude, how much you got to be betting to move the line like that?
Well, dude, when you have sharp accounts, bro, not much. That's
Okay.
why there's so much money to be made in sports, because you can become a whale. Like on Pinnacle, you can go bet $10,000 and move a game massively.
Really?
Right? Yes,
because they know who you are.
Because they know who you are, and then you can do shit like this and then go bet hundreds of thousands. This is why I print so much money in the sports world. This is why I came to the internet. Because when people come to me and they're big time bettors, I take their accounts. I'm like, yo, let's go hustle the casinos.
Dude, I feel like you're revealing like, dude, I feel like I'm a pretty fucking well versed guy. I've been around the fucking block, and this is shit's news to me, dude. And I feel like you're like revealing a secret society right now, dude. You might want to get a bulletproof vest. Just so you guys know, me and Sean just met. I have nothing to do with him. All right.
Yes. Well, these people are definitely after me. But you know what? The podcast is coming to an end.
Yeah.
I feel like, dude, that was incredible. Obviously, we shared great stories. Oh, one thing that we didn't talk about is I see this 2,000% race thing here, right? You have a book. Obviously, you're a great author. Let's finish off by what exactly is this?
Yeah. So my
We were getting so lost in this fucking gambling talk, dude, that we don't even like sit here and promote your own thing.
Listen, dude, I made a bunch of money in a very legit way in a white collar America. I quit my job as a W-2er, became not Gen Pop, and became an entrepreneur and grew that company to later sell it into private equity. I'm just a dude from Schaumburg. And instead of getting cost of living adjustment increases, I gave myself a 2,000% raise by going through that. And this tells that story. This is a book that I wrote prior to that called Paid Training, which is similar, but I wrote this while I was still in that grind building it. And the meat and potatoes of this is to view your job working for someone else as paid training for the company you're going to start in the future. Don't listen to like Mr. Wonderful and Mark Cuban and Damon telling entrepreneurs on Shark Tank, it's okay that you failed. You know, good job, little buddy. You learned a lot, didn't you? That's cool. If you already failed, that is good feedback, but it shouldn't be your plan to fail. Make sure you know the industry, because right now you don't even know what you don't know. Learn it while someone else is paying you to do it, and that's what paid training is about. And then lastly, this is kind of where I'm at right now, which is the most fun, the smallest of the 3 books, and it's only available at thecerasanirules.com. You can visit me at Instagram at John Cerasani.
And once again, let him know if you guys think you should start selling a blackjack course or whatever it may be, or if you want to pay to go to his events. Yeah. Also, be sure, if you enjoy this podcast, there was no better guest I could imagine. This turned out great.
This is awesome.
Let us know I'm sure it's fucking, this shit is going to break.
I fucking learned more than I anticipated, bro.
So
I might need a bulletproof vest, but I learned more than I anticipated.
So guys, hit that subscribe button if you enjoy this. I'm going to have other big guests on this podcast, and we're going to run this shit up. See you guys in the next one.